So the rumor around the campfire says that Barca are back. I received about 4 or 5 DMs saying we back, we back, we back. And Ricardo sent me a very disgusting image that I will share that I almost picked up and so forth. So we'll see this as well. So guys, welcome to a live show. Let me tell you really, we're going to talk about super chats and dubs. Not my super chats, but super chats on another channel on a live show. So we're going to discuss dubs and super chats and donations and raising money and fans as well. Only fans, they're the same thing as well. Perez's mixtape towards Mbappe, we're going to delve into that. What does that mean? The whole beef between Mbappe and so forth, revisiting the real thing. The Pogmentary is out tomorrow, but we're already having a few little tidbits from the Pogmentary. So just a little preview to the Pogba documentary and just really looking back at Pogba throwing shade at United and so forth. And we're going to and then any other transfer stories that we have, we're going to delve into that as well, man. So I need to shout out to my guy, Don't Smoke Aloha, and Ricardo has come on here and so forth. You look like an actor, but I'm not sure who.
Oh God, not this.
No, it's like I'm not sure because you look like an actor, but I'm not sure. But there's like those like 90s sitcoms and TV shows.
Yeah.
Where they always have that really cool Latino character and so forth. One of those guys.
He actually looks like one of those actors from those parody movies. You're a spin-off.
Yeah. No. Basically, you actually look like a Ricardo. You look like a Ricardo.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully,
Yeah. Guys, okay. Look, but let's get into it. So, sorry, we'll be joined hopefully by Red Devil Studio and Vats. They're on their way. But let's just get into it, man. Let me hit my stream mark right now. So, guys, shout out to everyone in there. So guys, remember as well, if there's anything you want to add, feel free to use the super chats function. The donations help us to eat and help us to ride through. So let's talk about Barca. So guys, the much awaited live stream happened for Barca from Laporta as to where there was going to be voting among stakeholders to see whether they can be able to free up financial funds and help them economically to therefore make signings and so forth. So, a live stream is like this. And when I say the live stream, that's, send dubs. So see, when I ask for dubs, I'm just an individual man. I'm a regular Nigerian trying to eat and so forth. I'm not that rich. I'm just a very, very humble man. I'm not part of a club. I'm just part of an institution. So these dubs that you send, they literally help me. They pay my rent. They help me eat and they help me to build up a studio and so forth. So, which leads me to Exhibit A. Oh, hold on, Jesus. I of course was saying Derek the whole thing. This leads me to Exhibit A. And Exhibit A is very interesting. Now, I almost choked when I saw this because this was madness. All right. So let me share this with you guys right now. And I want Ricardo to explain this. So Ricardo, as the hardcore Kool-Aid Barca fan, so I need you to explain this right now. From Varun Kumar, Umtiti's termination fee. I need you to please try to explain this, man.
Oh, first of all, shout out to Varun, man. He's definitely doing God's work. We've been trying to get this guy off.
Wait, okay, no, hold on, no, Ricardo, sorry, before you go.
Yeah.
Please tell me that is not a Real Madrid jersey. Red, please. That's disgusting.
It's not. It's not.
No. It is. That is actually disgusting.
No, it's not. No. I haven't been here for a while, so obviously, end of the season happened. Everyone knows I was on loan to Real Madrid, right? And then we obviously had negotiations and stuff. So, and then what happened was that I signed an extension. So in order to fit in with the team, you gotta suit up. You gotta wear the gear. And it is what it is. Los Blancos Studios.
No. Blancos. We're gonna deal with you afterwards. First of all, let's deal with super chats and dubs. Ricardo, can you please explain this crap that I was saying on the screen for the streets, please? Thank you.
Look, man, Barcelona, we needed the funds and the fans are coming clutch. This is what you like to see. This is true fanship right here. When the going gets tough, you don't just dip and go on loan. You support your club through thick and thin. So, shout out to Varun. There was actually a lot of donations. It was actually insane. When I saw, look, I'll be honest, when I woke up and I saw this, I I was embarrassed, but I was happy at the same time.
Wait, hold on. Why were you happy? What made you happy about this?
Because we're getting out of this debt, man. We're getting out of this debt. This club's too massive to fall. So, with the support of the fans, anything is possible, man. Anything is possible.
Wait, okay. Let me just read this out. So this is from Chiranjeev Goyal. My first ever donation on YouTube. Forza Barca. 7-8 unlocked.
I actually didn't even see this. This is funny.
HH, we need to give credit to Laporta, right? When he met with the United Nations last week, people didn't get what this man was on. This man was already into the future.
No, but don't smoke. Here's the thing. We're talking about millions here. Shout out to my guy from India and so forth. What makes you think that?
India's coming clutch, man. India's coming
He
clutch.
probably made the days worse and better.
My thing is that I thought this was a joke and everything, but it can't be a joke because it's real money. But we must think that your little penny, because it is pennies compared to this is millions that we're talking about, and you think that your little donations are going to amount to. Look, okay, but Ricardo, let's be real now. So, what is so officially you can now buy players? So they voted in favor, and you're officially now free to buy players.
Yeah, I mean, so far as I've read is that it went through with it's BLM. I think it's called Barca Live Media. I believe it's called.
I was confused.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm like, wait, what?
Okay, hold. Okay, am I missing something? Okay, but yeah, okay.
License.
Yeah, they sold
Apple, yeah.
49.9% of it, so they still have majority shareholders in that, and then up to 25% of TV rights. And they're saying that it could raise, the projection is 700 to 800 million euros. And yeah, I think the TV rights, though, if I'm not mistaken, would be confirmed before the 30th of June. So, I mean, it's one step in the right direction, I would assume. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you can call us players in the market, but I mean, to a certain limitation. I wouldn't be saying we're going to go crazy, but, certain signings can be made.
But, okay, so before I go to Don, Ricardo, I need you to explain this crap that you said. I'm gonna close my DMs very soon.
Show that picture that I sent you.
I need you to explain this crap to me. and guys, notice that the Spotify logo has been CGI'd onto the jersey and so forth.
It looks good though.
Ricardo, can you explain this crap that's I'm seeing on my screen right now?
Well, this is I think they took this picture in the what's it called, the pre-contractual agreement. He was very excited to join. Hopefully Lenglet goes the other way because he needs to get the hell out of his club. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm a little suspicious when it comes to transfers with Sevilla because the only time it's worked out was like Dani Alves and Rakitic, and I don't know. I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, hold up. Okay, if you're gonna edit the logo, I don't want to make it real. At least get a Spotify thing that has like a green border around.
Even
that's how it's gonna look.
Spotify logo.
That's how it's gonna look.
That is how it looks.
That's how it's gonna look. It's gonna
Have you not
be
seen
gold.
Boss's new shirt?
Yeah.
Wait, so it's actually going to be like that?
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be gold. For that jersey,
How many
it's gonna be
shares
gold.
did they buy into Barca for them to have the logo like that?
Hey, they didn't buy any shares, bro. It's just a sponsorship deal. Bro.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fly Emirates and like Emirates.
It's like Etihad. It's like Etihad minus the overinflation.
This is beyond Etihad, man.
Okay, look. I mean, Don, you look at this whole stuff with apparently money being freedom. Are Barca back? Should we not be fearful of Barca, or is this all cap?
Before we even go into Barca, right? The only thing missing on that stream was a live stream of a couple getting married, being shared to raise money. The way things were going, right? Anything could have happened. I think it's still too early because for me, Laporta is a politician. He's like Todd B. Right? These guys will overpromise, oversell, and until they deliver. Like just remember when he promised them Messi signing. Next week, Messi's crying. Right. So with Laporta, anything can happen. With this guy, you need to actually see his actions to believe him. I don't trust this guy at all. Because next week he will come with a smile, like, no, guys, that was just a prank. We were just trying to test the waters. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Are you officially RDS or Los Blancos Studios? What is your
So
official name?
it was RDS on loan to Madrid. Now I'm like, because it's Los Blancos Studios because I've accepted the deal, man. So I'm a Madrid fan for the season. I'm there. You know? On a successful deal as well, because I went there in January, and since being on in January, we won the Champions League. You know what I mean? You know, so yeah, man. I'm enjoying the move. I don't know what's happening. My parent club right now, I don't know what's going on. You know, they seem to be in a complete mess. You know, but no, welcome to, you know. I'm enjoying life here, man.
Okay, sorry. Before I ask you about something, this is all dependent. If Chelsea don't get the jewel and the ooze, then I'm taking my talents to Madrid. So that's all dependent on what Chelsea on what Todd Bowley does this summer. So, Blanco Studios, are Barca back? Are you fearful of Barca being a fake Madrid fan?
First, I'm not a fake Madrid fan. You know, I'm actually a Real Madrid fan. So put that out there. Okay. Are Barca back? Okay, I want to maybe ask this question: what exactly is it that I'm scared? What should Madrid be scared about with this Barcelona team? What exactly is it?
Well, if they have the funds, they could get the ski. They could get what's it called? Rafinha. They could get Koulibaly. And they could hijack the whole Koundé thing. So if they get all those pieces and so forth, are you fearful? Or you're like, nah, even if they get those pieces?
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Who did Barcelona lose to in the Europa League last season?
Ricardo, you want to answer that? Who did Barcelona lose to in the Europa League last season?
The reigning European champions.
That's not the name of a club. I don't know.
No, but that's what they are. That's what they are.
No, but Ricardo, I don't think there's a club called reigning European champions. I think there's a name, and I think
no, but that's what they know. That's what they are right
Ricardo,
now.
name now. Pause. Name the sausages.
Wait, what? No. Hold on.
Look, like okay, I couldn't say it. I don't know what else to call it. So, okay,
those guys will sell sausages.
Yeah, no, Frankfurter. So Frankfurt.
Yeah. And that one, to follow up from that question, where did Frankfurt or Frankfurters actually finish in the Bundesliga last season? That's the follow up.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't keep up.
I think it was something like 10th or something like that.
I think it was 11th. I think
11th. Has it been 11 years since United won a trophy though?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's my parent club, man. Like, without, you know.
You know what? You know what?
The question,
you know why that's messed up though? Because
the question specifically was, what does Madrid have to be, you know, afraid of at Barca? And I'm bringing that up because it's like
you're playing them in the Super Cup, bro. Don't talk too soon, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Abdul. I need to clarify. Just when Abdul, can we clarify? Are you a Newcastle fan? So I know you had beef with Terry. And there was some stuff
I didn't beef. No. It wasn't beef, bro. Like,
are you sure?
I diverged some smoke because I've been talking shit to him in the DMs. Bro.
So it was you. So what was it?
No.
Listen. I wasn't about to catch strays in front of 1,000 viewers, bro. I wasn't. That wasn't happening.
You ended up blocking like so many of us on Twitter because
No.
Wait, hold up. Can you just wait, Abdul? Can you just shut your mouth and blank? Can you just tell me, like, are you afraid of Barca? Are Barca back? Are the coolest back to say what's up?
It's such a dumb question, bro. Come on,
Abdul.
bro.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking Los Blancos Studios. Shush.
No, that's so. At the end of the day, no. Why would I look? You got Don Carlo, who's now potentially one of the best, you know, managers in world football, given what he's achieved. We won the Champions League with that squad, and you're making it sound like we haven't signed any players. Like, the Barca fans followed the Madrid transfer? Like, we've obviously signed players, key players, and that. So, I'm not going to hear and say, like, Madrid are going to win the treble next season. You know, but who knows? But no, I don't have to. I mean, come on. Isn't what's his name? Braithwaite. Is Braithwaite still, Ricardo? Is Braithwaite still at the club?
Yeah,
he's still there. He doesn't want to
leave.
He doesn't want to leave.
Right. Okay.
But
Did you also sign Traore and Aubameyang, players that unfortunately were flopping at the respective Premier League?
Traore went
back. They're going back. He's on loan.
But RDS. Okay. What if Benzema catches an injury? Because we saw what happened without Benzema, that 4-0 whipping. So one injury of great to Barca last season.
Just as a follow-up to that question on Smoke, did you see what happened in the 89th, 91st minute against City last season?
Bro, we also...
No. I'm just saying, you said what
I'm
happened.
thinking about the bench without the pitch.
But those things you can see Rodrigo does his thing, and then before you know it,
this guy's working so hard for another team.
That's
crazy.
you have
No, God, it's actually disgusting. It's actually really disgusting.
That's what happens.
Yo, Los Blancos, dude, can you do me a favor? Can you kiss the badge quickly for everybody?
Los Blancos, don't.
Kiss the badge.
Don't. Please don't. I beg you, please don't. Like,
and say Hala Madrid.
This is bad enough as it is. Please, I beg you, don't.
There's no badge. Shout out Hala Madrid, man. I brought the badge. Hala Madrid, man.
All right, let me come to your boy Rick. So Rick, you know what? Now, Rick, when you see this disgusting image that was sent to me, when you see that disgusting image of Koundé in a Barca jersey, do you think that that's Ricardo just trying to troll me, or are you actually fearful that Koundé, who we've been trying to buy since God gave light to the earth, do you think that's actually going to be hijacked by these clowns?
To be honest, okay, if I'm being...
Is your name
Eric?
Oh, Eric, I thought you said...
Thank you. No.
I said the legitimate UCL winner.
Yes,
Wow.
thank you. I got my LA cap, representing.
Wait, representing
look,
who?
Our new owner.
Okay, yeah. No, Eric, don't start twerking for that dude because I've heard some very scary things.
Okay,
so
right.
please,
okay,
let's
cool,
just because
yeah.
I also thought about financial stuff. So let's now, no. So like, please.
Okay. This is more hopeful than anything else, to be honest. This is
half hope.
I'm hoping.
Half hope.
Look, I'm fearful that we might finish outside the top 4 at this rate because things aren't moving. That's what I'm fearful about. I'm not fearful about Koundé. Koundé is going to get signed for Chelsea.
Yes.
But I don't think Koundé is necessarily the guy to just start week in, week out. That's the main problem.
But regards to Barca, do you think Barca are now back?
No. Barca have a long way to go. They need to just, they will be forced to keep being patient. You've been brought down a level or 2 or maybe 5, and you can't behave the way you.
So have you, bro. So have you. No more Roman, bro. It's gonna hit home soon.
Abdul, can you please keep quiet and turn on your camera, even if you're in a freaking dark cave and so forth?
I'm telling you, we'll see with the. Or they're gonna raise your club, bro.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. Look, you can't preempt anything. Just relax. Wait and see what happens. Barcelona have a long way to go. They're nowhere near where they used to be. That's the reality. They have to just keep, waiting and hoping that they get. I think they'll get back eventually because the club is too big. But let's have fun and enjoy, the fans' misery right now, and their impatience. It's fun to see.
Eric,
Koundé is
do you think that Xavi ball will pop off this season? Do you think this is Xavi ball really goes to it?
No.
I
don't know.
Did Laporta at least have the courtesy to read the dubes when they came up on screen?
Look, I was in the stream, but if Laporta says, I can speak Spanish. Says, yo, shout out to Vaso Kumar.
Yo, Smoke just stole the dub, man. That was crazy.
Sorry. Please, I pray that he did. Abdul, you bloody clown. Is your Bombers club back?
Bro, they're far from back, bro. They're far from back, man. Like, I think people there, like, this is the problem I have with not just the Barca fan base, but like with football in general, bro. It's always so extreme. Like, either you are finished or you're back. You feel me? There is no in between. And it's like, bro, they're so far from back, bro. It's like, if you've been in an accident, bro, and you recover from the accident, what's the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to start walking or are you going to start running, bro? They're going to start walking. And like, bro, they're far from back. I think it wouldn't surprise me if they're still going for Alonso and Azpilicueta, bro. Like, those 2 guys are still going to come to the club. And that tells you everything. But that's answer enough.
Have you signed Christensen? You signed Christensen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. But for me,
They've signed him on social media only.
no, but bro, like Christensen, he's a UCL winner, right? He's a UCL winner, and I can't remember the last time United they won a UCL. So respect Christensen. And what I will say is that, like Real Madrid, they have nothing to be fearful of, bro. They just signed Tchouaméni, Rudiger, bro. What do they have to be fearful of? Like even the signings.
Wait. Abdul, is this a pathetic attempt at a reverse jinx?
No, bro. I'm being honest, like, bro, like this is like Barca tweeting we're back after that 4-0 victory, bro, and then we got slapped up by Frankfurt a couple weeks later. You feel me? It doesn't, bro. Like Barca, they still have a long way because people they don't understand there is a consequence of doing what Barca did today. Selling off assets means that your revenue for the foreseeable future is going to take a hit. You feel me? So is a short-term solution and it's not a long-term one. So I hope in the future that they can sort it out. But it's definitely a step in the right direction because the big problem is not the long-term that is the short-term that had to be covered. You feel me? Because every club has long-term debt, every club. So
with this funds being freed, do you believe that you're not going to get what's it called Lewandowski, Koulibaly, and so forth, or
I believe they'll sign Lewandowski. Like HH, like it doesn't take a genius to say that they're gonna sign Lewandowski because Lewandowski has been rioting. You feel me? And he wouldn't be rioting unless he had a secured plan. You feel me? And I just feel like if you use common knowledge and common logic, like they must be able to get Lewandowski. Otherwise, he wouldn't be saying the things he's been saying in the media. Because imagine he's been talking shit and he has no club to end up to. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but buying on a club to be bullied though, like especially what's going. They want to.
I agree, but I think signing Mane is going to allow him to go.
It's going to be like a Tottenham and Kane situation where he needs to touch his tape.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Let me come to Casey before I come to you, Vesa. So Casey, you sent me a DM saying that treble loading and so forth, and that you're going to and Javi Ball is back, and you will supersede Lionel Messi, and I think you also said like Lionel who and so forth. So Casey, with this stuff and everything, are Barca back, and is Abdul just talking crap?
I'm just gonna say this: if we buy Lewandowski, Koundé or Koulibaly, and one more midfielder by selling De Jong, and if we don't at least challenge for the league and maybe lose by 1 or 2 points, then I think we are finished. We can't let Real win two back to back.
So if you do get Lewandowski and those places, you think that you can win the league ahead of Real?
No, we have to.
Yeah, I think we have to. Just to clarify Casey's point, Real Madrid have had much better teams than Barca in the past and still have lost the league. Real Madrid, they're UCL merchants, bro. They're not league merchants. And like, I genuinely believe if Xavi had come in earlier, there might have been a title race, bro. And bro, Barca have a shit team, so I don't think it's out of like it's not like I don't think it's a crazy take to say that Barca can challenge for the league. But Barca, like, they'll do good to get out of their UCL group, in my opinion.
No. I'm not saying that we will win it. I think we should at least challenge for the league by 1 or 2 points.
But didn't Xavi lose more games than Koeman?
Yeah, listen. If our start is as bad, no. If the start is as bad as Koeman, right, he should be sacked within 1 or 2 months.
Who, Xavi?
Yeah.
He dropped more points.
This is your legend.
Yeah,
so your own legend.
Bro, 10 games, bro. What done? That's such a stupid logic. Like this, like, bro, me managing 2 games, losing 1 game, and then someone taking over playing 30 games and losing 2 games. Yeah, they lost more games, but that doesn't make them better than me.
It's not that close. I think it was half.
No, it wasn't. He got sacked in November.
Maybe to
be fair,
can
Iniesta still do a job?
No, stop it.
No.
No, Blackers. I think we've crossed that bridge of bringing back Iniesta, and also
Dani Alves left.
No, Blackers. Let's be real. Iniesta needs to make sure that he doesn't relegate Vissel Co because last I checked, they were in the relegation zone. So he needs to solve that first. Okay. Yes, sir.
What happened to player managers? Like Giggs done it.
No. I think for me, player managers, I think that's like a Division 1, Division 2 thing. So I think that's for guys like
Giggs done it.
Yeah, but that was like back in the freaking 2000. Look at the guy's fighting freaking cases in court. I don't think that's a thing you can do right now. I think right now Manchester needs to be 100%. So Victor, talk to me. So Barca, apparently they have had their funds freed and so forth. They're allowed to now spend and so forth due to people voting for them to sort of sell particular aspects of their club. If Barca get Lewandowski and a few other pieces and so forth, do you think that the Barca are back? Or you still don't believe in Javi Atreides, who got his coaching badges in the desert of Qatar?
All that you said right there is, I hate it all. I hate it. I hate this sound that Barca's too big to fail. It's reminding me of, what was it, 2008, 2009 with the mortgages and the auto industry and all these bailouts. I don't like what's happening with Barca. If they deserve to fail. Like they've managed poorly.
Sold some assets. They just sold assets.
I understand.
It's not a bailout.
No, it's not a bailout. I understand the course correction, but I don't like that it's so. I don't like that they're about to bounce back and get Lewandowski and things are going to continue like it never happened. They're it's only them and Real Madrid, so they're gonna fix it. I think Lewandowski definitely goes because he's burned that ship at Bayern. And look, there's not enough quality in that league. I think Barca's back. And apologies, I don't know all of your names. The screen's a little small right now, so I can't quite address you. But I think Barca's going to do it. Like what Casey was just saying, it's going to be Real Madrid. You're going to hope You're going to hope just to be close with what they're going to do, and that'll be enough.
But do you know why though? Do you know why Barca have a bounce back ability?
Tell me.
It's because Barca is such a big institution that even in the worst times, they can still attract offers for their assets. That's the thing. That's the reason why Valencia, for example, they are fucked up because there is no offers for their assets. Nobody's interested in their merchandise line. Nobody's interested in their TV rights. They're not getting offers that can bail them out. And that's the thing. Like people, they're acting like this money is coming out of nowhere. Have nobody heard of businesses? Like this is what businesses do on a regular basis.
Like Manchester United.
I know, but
when businesses are strapped for cash, what do? They either take a loan or they sell some assets. It's very simple. Like I don't know why people they act like Barca they're being bailed out. I don't know.
So asset wise, what's being cleared out? Sorry, apologies if you talked about this already, but what's leaving the door to bring in the influx of money?
So it's 25% of the La Liga TV revenue for 20 years or 25 years. But there is a buyback option. So when the finances improve, they have the ability to buy the asset back, and they're also going to sell their merchandise line because Barca have a thing that most clubs don't have. Barca actually own their own merchandising line. So do you guys know how Liverpool make like 20% of every shirt sale? They make the money from that 20%. Barca make 100% of every merchandise they sell, even through Nike, because they bought the rights for their own merchandise. So what Barca are doing is that they are selling 49% of their merchandise licensing to another company in the hopes of both raising funds, but also in hopes of partnering up with a company that can actually help them grow globally, help their merchandising line grow globally. So it can benefit them in the long run in a partnership because Barca, to be fair, they don't sell a lot of shirts in comparison to Bayern Munich. They don't sell a lot of shirts in comparison to even Manchester United. Manchester United, they sell a ton of shirts, and it can hopefully help their merchandising.
And this La Liga TV rights that's being sold, is that specifically tied to Barca, or they're giving a portion of the percentage based off of the league's rights?
It's just Barca.
It's just Barca. Okay.
I mean, look for me. Look, I think that I'm more towards Abdul. I think it is too crazy to say, "Oh, Barca now back," blah blah. Because I just think that even if you get these players and so forth, these guys are totally different from the 2015 team, or the 2011 team, or the 2009 team. And even if you do get a Lewandowski, even if you do bring a Rafinha and Koulibaly and so forth, Javi's Javi. And I still think that Javi is a manager who is still somewhat of a rookie, So
Lewandowski's 34, bro. Like they're not back, even with Lewandowski. You feel me? He's 34. Like they're not buying a prime Lewandowski.
But no. True, but these last few years have arguably been Lewandowski's best years of his entire career.
He's a late bloomer.
Yeah,
and also
34 now instead of 34 in like 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
And also, you say he doesn't have experience. Xavi won the Qatari division, the cup, right?
Los Blancos.
Is that a cap?
That's more than what United has won in 5 years. So.
Yeah, Ricardo chill.
It's silverware. It's not nothing. Like there's experience.
Did he bring it to Barca or he left it?
No, he left
Sorry?
it there. Yeah, there's no space in it.
No, it couldn't get through customs.
Yo,
It couldn't go
don't
through
smoke.
customs.
Double H.
Wait,
You
hold on,
call
wait,
him. You call him Javi Atreides, right?
Yes,
You know what happens at the end of June.
Casey, don't go there. No. It's Javi Atreides as an insult. Don't tell me that he's now going to be like a huge messiah that will save everyone. Casey, don't even dare go there. Corridor.
Yeah.
Do you think that you guys are, as a hardcore Barca fan, as a guy who bleeds? What's is it red? What is it blue? Red and blue. What's the color? Is it?
The back?
No. What are the Barca colors? Is it blue?
Oh,
Because I'm colorblind a bit, so.
it's both, man. With a little bit of gold in it.
But is it blue? Is it red and blue? Is
Yeah.
that blue?
How colorblind are you? It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
But is that red?
Changing.
The back here.
Yeah. No. What's
the jersey.
Barca's
Yeah.
jersey? Is it red and blue?
Yeah.
No, it's pink and white.
Abdul, shut up. So Ricardo, so do you think you're back, man?
I don't
Be
think
real. Have hope. Be real.
No, I'm being honest. You can't be back in one transfer window. Let's be honest. Like you can't. It takes a while. And even if you just say our Barcelona back, like our level of what we consider being back is amongst the highest. So even if you get a Lewandowski or you get I don't know, like whoever they're linked to, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like there's still more pieces, because even if you look at our talent, the talents we have, they aren't necessarily where we need them to be. But obviously that's the process that you're trusting in. And look, I know there's a lot of names being thrown around there. I think Lewandowski is probably the most surefire one, just because of the amount of things that he said and whatnot. I don't think we're actually going to go for Rafinha. I think the Di Maria one is going to be the more likely one, just because we have all this money now. It doesn't make sense to splash money on Rafinha, who's going to be like 55 million or something, when next year he's on the last year of his contract and you can negotiate a far lower fee. So there's no point. That's why the Di Maria one makes a lot more sense, just for a stopgap. And then I don't know about the Koulibaly. I don't know about the Koundé. I'm just trolling you about the Koundé one, to be honest. I really don't know.
It's like Eric is my Chelsea correspondent. It's pretty much a done deal. So
yeah. I mean, so I don't know. I think he'll probably end up at
Casey,
Chelsea.
meet your mic. Yeah,
probably. Like I really don't know. But the only one I can definitely bet on is the Lewandowski one. That's gonna be. But even though, like Lewandowski, he might take us to a level where we can compete for La Liga, because he is a type of goal scorer that will score you like a goal here, a goal next week, and the goal like not like there's a consistency. So that's definitely going to be very beneficial. But in terms of the Champions League, like I've always said, that Lewandowski in the big games, man, this guy's a fraud. But who knows? But I wouldn't say we're back. I definitely think that the team is going to improve, but how much more is the real
But
question.
HH,
yes, sir.
hasn't Koundé been like a done deal before even the start of COVID?
No.
If I remember correct.
You know,
I don't know what
if Koundé comes to Barca, I demand like an emergency. Emergency.
You guys need to relax, man. Just focus on your club.
Wait. What crap did you just say? What?
No, I said if Koundé gets hijacked, I demand like an emergency stream, and Eric has to host the
HH, can you pull up Sage's comment?
Oh God, what is Sage saying, man? No, I won't. Sage, don't be a creep. Sage, don't be a creep. Don't be a creep. Okay, let's hit this note. Liverpool made the Wait, let me beat Abdul's. Like Liverpool made the most revenue last season, 600 mil, and their owners want to buy the midfielders. Stop blaming City because Khaldoon is a don. Wait, is this true? Did Liverpool actually make the most revenue last season?
I think their most revenue in their history.
Maybe to them, but not the most.
Yeah.
I don't believe those Liverpool stats.
Well, I mean, you get a certain amount by going to Champions finals. So maybe they got that, or if they finished second as well.
They tallied their pricing.
No, but actually, there's not a big difference between like a semi and a quarter and a final. Actually.
Well,
Yeah,
if you win it, I think if you win, it's a big deal. Yeah.
No. Actually, did you know the winning bonus? It was like 5 million.
No.
Exactly.
No, that's 5 mil.
Yeah,
5 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, but it compounds. It compounds. That's why, because you get bonus for quarters, semis, and then it adds.
But still, UEFA are cheapskates.
But that's why Super League, bro. It has to
Super League, man. Dajo RF, man. Red Devil, welcome to Real Madrid. You are never welcome here. You tweeting Judas. Hashtag lead level. HH. You can come next. Bring Taja we need to give him a spare use. No, I can't read it because I can't read what he says there. It says bring Tata. We need to give him a spare UCL medal. Dajo, Dajo, here's the thing though. If Eric lies to me, because Eric promised me that 100% we're getting the Jewel and the Oos. So if the Jewel and the Oos aren't there, then I will be taking my talents to Madrid. So Eric, it's on you. Eric, if I become a Madrid fan, it will be down to you.
Look,
because you promised me.
No, it's not me. It's Todd B.
Rick, Rick, you promised me that 100% I'm getting the Jewel and the Oos. There'll be the freaking jersey.
Can you explain to me of what use is Dembele if you're selling a number 9?
Yeah. He's not going. He's not getting sold.
He's going on loan, isn't he?
He's going on loan.
No, it's not going to go through.
No, because I just hope you don't expect Dembele to score goals. Bro. The only thing he can do is provide assists to your number 9.
Yeah.
And if you're on number 9 is Timo Werner.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's what
and Rudiger's gone. So
okay, hold up. So Casey, I'm going to throw you out of this thing because of this trash, Casey. I'm going to throw you out. So first of all, Casey, I'm giving you a yellow for this trash. So I'm giving a yellow for this trash. So Todd Jeremiah Bowley said you should follow Liverpool's buy to sell model since you make 200 million less. Chelsea moving from Londongrad FC to Blue Patriots. Eric, can you please respond to this clown Elsie why this is complete trash and nonsense?
Look, I don't know what people are thinking with this money thing. People think that Chelsea doesn't have money anymore because we have a new owner. It's about okay. I'm not gonna talk too much. Let's just wait and see. Everyone. People. It's very funny. Honestly, it's amusing me. It's fun to watch.
Eric, the funny thing is that first of all, we're still the legitimate UCL winner, so that's the main thing. Second thing is, if we turn up and the Us is in a jersey, the Jewel is in a jersey, Koulibaly is in a jersey, Joke are going to be on all these clowns.
Who owns you?
Double H.
Casey, I'm not speaking to you, Casey. So
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
With this new ownership, in past transfer windows, would you guys have handled your business really quick? Is that why?
No.
You guys have pretty much steadily moved slow with regards to transfer.
Yeah. Everything is the same.
So
the thing is this: it's like a new relationship, right?
Done.
Their revenue is so low. Chelsea's revenue is so low. How is it buy all these players?
Casey, you can't rely on the patterns of the previous one.
I think they make half of what Manchester United
We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
Are you guys still in the one-horse race for Haaland?
Shout out to Miss B Nation. Thank you to Miss B Nation for the dub. Next step for Barca: pay what you owe PK 80 mil. Wait, do you still owe this guy 80 mil?
No, he doesn't want them.
What's going on with PK?
You guys just believe everything that's reported?
No, but he is owed money for deferred wages, but luckily for Barca, he wants to become the president after Laporta, so he doesn't want to take it.
Does he need the money for his upcoming divorce battle thing or something?
Hey, relax. Let's go into marital affairs.
Yeah.
No. Actually, they're not married, bro. They're not married.
I think they're divorced. Okay, hold up.
They're not married.
Abdul, can you shush? Abdul, shut up. Dean Classic says, wait a goddamn minute. RDS is black? The heck?
This seems to be a recurring theme on this channel, man. So, like, I come on camera
Yeah,
once
no,
in a
and
while,
also I take offense. No, see, that's why I take offense to. Are you not saying that there's like a black voice and a white voice and a brown voice and a yellow voice and a...
There is. To be honest, I thought
Ricardo was black.
On jokes, Abdullah
wow.
question.
Wait, hold on. You thought Ricardo was black?
There was no way.
Ricardo was black. Yeah, I was like, is that Ricardo?
Actually, yeah, he's
Abdul,
got out of the...
Did you guys know Undisputed is Indian, bro? That was the biggest shock for me.
What?
Abdul,
Undisputed is Indian.
What?
What? No.
Yeah, he is.
What?
He is.
What?
Yeah, he is.
No, he is?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Damn.
What?
Tough.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he is.
fine.
See, that's why people hate
Wait,
him.
so what would you have thought his voice told you he was?
Undisputed is the most. He sounds more white than some of my white friends.
No.
Like, he sounds-
Either white or mixed or something like that. But
Yeah, he's Indian.
wait.
Abdul.
Sorry, Casey. You wanted to say something, Casey?
No, that's why people hate us
How? Why?
Wait, why do
Wait.
people hate you?
when it comes to football because of Undisputed.
Okay, hold on, Casey. When you say us, do you mean like India or?
Yeah, Indians.
but you guys haven't played enough games to
I
know.
mean, to be fair, Undisputed, he said that they said that Liverpool were gonna they were gonna win the Champions League.
Yeah, they
That
were,
was
they
their
were.
thing. There was no.
No, he said they win the quadruple. That's what he said.
What?
He did,
Casey,
Eric.
no, Casey. And again, I love India, so whatever. But Casey, you got to tell your fellow people that you can't be dropping dubs on a live stream, expecting those dubs will accumulate to getting your guys out of debt, man. Like that can happen, man. You know. But shout out to the support, man. The support is real, man. From Mark, I'm not going to read that last name. I'm not sure about that last name. Who do Real Madrid lose to in the UCL last season? Sheriff, the real winner in the UCL. Yeah, Sheriff, the only team who beats Real Madrid. Like, shout out to Sheriff, man.
What are you talking about? They lost in every
No.
single round.
They lost every single round.
Yeah, exactly. We lost. Like,
They won the second legs. I think they won
a
one legs of
PSG.
They lost to City. They lost to Chelsea. They lost to Liverpool.
Oh, but I mean that's the tie.
Aggregate.
Yeah, aggregates, and like
So we
the
beat,
one
but
clear
we
loss
beat
was
Sheriff.
Sheriff.
We beat Sheriff as well, so it's the same.
Who's we?
You know when he said we, I was like, wait, did United play Sheriff?
I don't understand what's the confusion.
Shout out to Boy Low who said Arsenal would win the treble this next season. Chelsea, we are coming. We just signed.
Oh, is that confirmed? Did they sign Jesus?
No, but it's close. It's close.
Oh, is it close?
This guy's the same close as
Have you seen they signed Vieira? They signed Vieira from.
Wait, so I should be worried that Arsenal signed Jesus.
I mean,
Wait,
is he worse than Werner though? Eric?
Wait, hold up. Rick B, I need this. I'd rather sign Koulibaly. This Kunde youth is suspect. Eric, let me be real with you right now.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
That's a dub. That's a dub.
If it's a choice between Koulibaly and Kunde, 1000% Koulibaly, 100%.
Yeah, but what about the age though? What about the age?
Who cares?
No,
HH,
but
yeah.
you need some pace in your defense.
Yeah.
I already told you. I already
Yeah.
said, look, if it's for me, what I would do, I wouldn't start Kunde. Kunde will be a bench player for the future. I would start
is 30.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly
And I
is
will
freaking
start-
30. Yeah.
I'll start Koulibaly and I'll start Skriniar. That's where I would start in my team. I'm not starting
Skriniar
Koulibaly.
looks like he's going to PSG.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
so HH, you're telling
Yeah.
me you're gonna have Koulibaly and Thiago Silva like combined age of 35? Like,
No,
Abdul,
Silva will
Abdul,
come
stop
off
being
the bench.
ageist. Stop
Silva will
being
come off
ageist.
the bench.
bro, maybe in Serie A, bro, but that doesn't cut it in the Premier League.
Wait, hold on. Let me read this. So, English Talents FC says, rude from Laporta for not reading the dubs. He better have read those dubs. Laporta better have
That was a
read
lot of
those
dubs, bro. That was a lot of dubs.
Couldn't keep up, man.
Hamza talks football. Laporta, hold up. Let me get some of this. But it's like, hold on, shout out to your boy. For the tournament.
Oh man.
Ouch. Oh, my. Miguel Rabines. They announced that one of the host cities for the 2026 World Cup will be at San Francisco. I don't live that far. I may see a World Cup match live. Oh,
Fair
so, Ricardo, are you in America or Canada?
I'm in Canada. Thankfully, I'm in Toronto, so they're going to be hosting games here too.
And Vado, where are you in Canada?
Toronto.
Hey, wait, so is that that's just the one stadium in Toronto?
BMO Field.
There's BMO, but go ahead.
I don't know if they might use the Rogers Center. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, which is a bigger. It was like 50,000-60,000 people, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Canada only has the group games. They don't have any knockouts games.
Apparently, from what I'm hearing, is that they'll host the Canadian games, probably some other games, but mainly the group stage. I highly doubt they're going to hold any of the knockout round games.
Oh wow, damn. Okay. Mikey. So apparently Liverpool are done for the summer when it comes to transfers. Jesus, still stuck with Milner sin. If Thiago or Fabinho get injured, we're screwed, and no goals from the midfield will continue. Here's the thing: people actually attacked me for Twitter. I said that if Tottenham gets all of their targets and Mane leaves, shout out to Ricardo and Charles Darwin finds it hard to evolve himself to get goals in the EPL. Tottenham, I think, will be the closest challengers to Man City. And guys will say, "Oh, shut up."
No. That's not correct.
Wait.
No.
Oh, don't say Chelsea.
No, Chelsea in it, I think.
Can you make a signing first? Can you make a
Look,
signing?
can you guys just keep Chelsea out of your mouths? Why are you so obsessed, man? You guys are obsessed.
But Eric, why do you still got the same amount of league titles as Sunderland, bro?
Okay,
So if Liverpool,
you had oil, you had Russian blood money for 20 years. Bro.
When did Sunderland win their last trophy?
common sense.
When did they win the last league title?
And they've never won a Premier League.
Don't talk about this. Exactly, I don't know what a Premier League. So look,
shout out to your boy Lage. Shout out to your boy Lage.
Double H.
Yes, sir.
If Liverpool don't wins the either Champions League or the Premier League, is it going to be like 33, 34 years since Yugoslav was?
Basically, Casey said that Liverpool have only won 3 major trophies since the fall of Yugoslavia, which is actually true. As messed up as that is actually true. And so for the ball, look, man, Casey, I said again, like I'm going to give your Twitter accounts to Liverpool fans, and they're going to come for you, man. So as they come for me, Lage, Barca, the first club to ask from a loan from their own player who they have to pay weekly. Personally, my advice to Braithwaite is don't invest in Larsa. Look, Braithwaite, you need to be thanked, man. That guy has been bankrolling your club, man. You need to give some love to boy Braith, man.
He doesn't want to leave, bro. He doesn't want to leave.
Because he's helping you guys, man. Miguel Rabines. Under this topic, I think most of the money will be used to pay off debts. Reportedly, Chelsea are offering Koundé more than Barcelona in terms of pay. Miguel, he's coming. He's on his way. It's a done deal. It is what it is. Koundé is going to be
Isn't he in London as well?
Yeah, Koundé. I'm not sure he's going to come to Chelsea. It's going to be tough. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like anything, nothing. I'm not sure.
He's not even that good, bro. He's not even that good, man.
Look,
he's a bit suspect, to be honest.
Put it this way: we're getting Koundé. Even my jinx ain't gonna stop this. I think it's gonna happen.
But if it does, then
you in the chat.
Elsie, can you mute your mic? Elsie? Now I wanna come to Los Blancos studio. At Los Blancos studio, I need you to sort of evoke your inner United fan, just because it's still okay. Is it?
I can still speak on behalf of my parent club. That's still
okay. You can still speak on your parents' club.
Yeah. Wait, how do you have a parent club?
Abdul, shut up! So Los Blancos Studios. So my thing is, how do you feel about Pogba's shade thrown at United of like, because obviously the documentary comes out tomorrow on Amazon Prime, but we've been having tidbits from the documentary. Some of the tidbits are, he felt that the offer was insulting. Apparently it was 300,000. And that he didn't feel as if he was appreciated or there was not enough love shown to him from United. My view on it is that Pogba, I love you, I always support you. You have no basis to say that because your performances, for whatever it is and so forth, your performances do not warrant you feeling that you were unjustly treated by United because you didn't give enough of an excuse to say, hey, look at how well he's played, justify him. So what do you make of Pogba making these statements and so forth towards United?
I think, from my understanding is that it's not, I don't think this is something that's specifically Pogba related. It's been more with how obviously Ed Woodward, who left, and I don't know if it was working, was it Marta as well? Why is he releasing a document anyway? That's fine. No, it's just a personal thing. I don't like when players release documentaries when they're still
he's a
like,
brand, man.
I know.
Do you know how much money Amazon would have given him for this?
Still playing football. I just don't get it, So it's a bit weird to me personally. So, but that's just the aside. So basically, what they've seen, because a similar thing happened with like Ander Herrera and a few other players, where with Woodward and I think Murta, but specifically Woodward, rather than like with most teams, they'll go in, obviously engage in contract negotiations maybe 3 years before their contract expires. What United and what Woodward in particular tend to do, I think even Evra complained about this, was that they almost waited for the player to come into like the last like year, 2 years, coming close to contract. And then if they have a option to extend, they'd rather trigger the option to extend and then negotiate. So that seems to be what's happened in this scenario, because I think about maybe 3 years back they were ready to negotiate. Manchester United said we don't have enough, we're not going to do anything. Or if they did, it was minuscule. But then what then happened was then Edward would then, with the year to go, then obviously triggered the contract, the option to extend for another year, without actually informing Paul Pogba of that, at least directly. And again, I think it did that with Herrera, I think it did that with Evra, did that with a few other players. So this is something that Manchester United do in their contract situations, which has created an environment with certain players where they feel like they're not really appreciated, they're based on taking into account, because unlike other clubs that will actually go and actually meet the player or the agent or whatever with some good time to actually negotiate and say, hey, we see what you've done, agree to freedom, because we really, it's showing that you really want that player to stay, when you do it in time. If you're now just waiting to trigger a year extension, it almost comes across as in like, it just doesn't work. So that, at least from my understanding, is why I understand why Pogba was frustrated. I think that why I want to emphasize that this is not something that was specifically tied to Paul Pogba. This has happened with a lot of Manchester United players, which is why there's a lot of resentment towards the board and Ed Woodward, etc. Now, whether or not that's going to be the case going forward, now that I think Murta is now the main guy, whether he'll do things differently, I don't know. But So do you think Pogba overall was a failure at United, or do you think it's a bit more complex than that? It's more to do that him and United both failed each other. Yeah, I think you can see both. I mean, for me, the biggest issue with Pogba, I think even going forward, is that he was actually injured a lot. So like the amount of injuries that he picked up was, especially in the last 2 years or so, was just what was insane. So while I do think that United, obviously it didn't work with him for various reasons, because United is a business run football club as opposed to a football club in a sense. At the same time, Pogba has to take accountability for his performances. He wasn't particularly consistent under at least 3 different managers. And more importantly, like he actually picked up a lot of injuries. So I don't even know if he goes to Juventus, people also want to think, he's going to be able to play, almost every game in the Champions League, etc. When he's out for like 3 months or so a season with recurring injuries. So that was a problem.
RDS, can I ask you a question quickly?
Go on.
You say United, they operate like a business. But where is the business in letting a player go for free, buying him back for 9 million, and then allowing him to go for free again? Because that's rubbish business.
I can correct that. I said they were business. I didn't say they were well-run business. There is a difference.
That's a clear discussion.
HH,
yes, sir.
Can you check your DMs? I sent you something.
Ricardo, I see you laughing in there in the background. So for some,
No,
I'm not sure what kind of stuff you're saying. So
no, it's funny, man.
Oh no! Before I get Smoke. This whole Pogba thing. See, Smoke. My thing is that I like to protect my fellow black players and so forth, because I feel I have to, man. I'm pro-black. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Not really BLM, because let's put this one side. Pogba, do you feel that United failed him, or do you think that he's overrated or not? That's good. I mean, what do you think was the crux of him of his whole United career? Was it a case of, which is what I believe, you bought a player thinking that he could do everything by himself rather than buying him surrounded by a unit that he can play off of. What the hell can Pogba do with Fred Flintstone and McSauce in midfield and that clown Bruno Fernandes?
Before I even go into Pogba, I think Pogba's story is similar to Neymar's one, whereby you have this player with a whole lot of promise and talent, right? But because of they too much into the off-field antics more than on-field, their career goes more of a waste, right? And I blame United scouts, right? Because if you're a good scout, you don't only look at the quality of a player, but you look at what makes a player play well, right? And then they would have picked up that no, it's the two players behind him in Vidal and Marquisio, which allows Pogba to actually shine. It's not that he's just a good no. So due to that, then they would know that we can't just sign this guy alone. Similar to the Young story, you can see they repeating that same mistake, not knowing that there are certain players, they're not good alone. They need certain players around them to what we call unlock them, right? So now it's that thing of whereby you come through. It was a hype signing, if we're honest, right? It wasn't even a footballing one. It's more like of a statement.
Yes, brand.
Yes, we're not done. We're not dead. We managed to get one of the hottest talents. Because at that time, there were many clubs, even Madrid. I think Madrid also were in for him at that time. So it's we managed to get one of the hottest prospects because they were still on a decline. Because I think that's when it just came from firing Moyes, and I think LVG was also there.
No, it was Mourinho came. It was Mourinho. It was Mourinho after signing first year.
Yes, it was after Moyes and LVG. The trajectory was actually going down.
Yeah.
Right. It was no. We're not done. Right. We can still do. And then when he came in, at the end of the day, as ambitious as you are, your environment will affect you. That's just the reality of things. Even if, for example, you're a productive person, you go into an environment where it's too chilled. Eventually, you also join that culture because they're going to pay me anyway, and this is how it is. And it's that thing of whereby, as good as he was, it became vibes, just vibes. So it's more. Hence, I say it's similar to a Neymar story, whereby when he was with Messi and Suarez, man, you need to push, right? Then when you go to PSG, it's all vibes, it's all chill. Then
no. But let's be real though. United is still a much more professionally run club than a PSG, who they just got it. They were founded in freaking 1970.
Look at you, man. I'm saying, look at most players who come there. They go on a decline, not because they don't have potential. It's just the culture.
But I think the difference between between say PSG and United is that with PSG, at least you can look at their squad and you can say, whoa, there's no reason why Neymar shouldn't ball. Like, they have the talent. Thing is there. With United, I don't think Pogba ever really had
never
agreeing with what you're saying, like players that could unlock his potential, defensive attacks, etc. Neymar, to be honest, has no excuse because the squad is there. There's literally no reason. So go on.
The moment he goes to France,
let Don land. Abdul, shish, let Don land.
I'm saying because the moment he goes to France, he's a different player, right? It's like Snap playing bad intentional duty. You see a completely different player, and that shows you that it's actually there is something wrong with the environment where he's playing, where he can't perform. Because if he was poor for international and the club, then you'd be like, no, this guy is gone. There's no more player there. But every time you see him play with Kante or much more serious professionals, or the coach who has a sense of what to do. Because it's more like the way I feel. Oli came to Pogba, like, you know what, you good. Go and show it out there. Whereby Deschamps is like, no, this is what I want you to do. I know you can do ABC, but try and get in these kind of scenarios or spaces and then do this. So as much as Pogba is good, he's not really a leader on the pitch. You understand? So if you have your Marquisio there, your Vidal, they can always bring you back to like, no, man, stop fooling around. Do ABC. And around United, how many leaders? If Maguire is your captain, who are the leaders there?
Okay, wait, let me come to Ricardo and I want to come to Eric with this. But before I come to Ricardo, I keep telling you that stop sending me this stuff, bro. So shout out to Barry and so forth and everything. I'm not sure how much I will help for paying his hospital bills, but shout out to so Ricardo, Pogba, man.
But wait, HH, one sec. I just want to ask Don Smoke a question in regards to what he said, so we don't go too far away from it.
Yes, sir.
Who's the better player, Pogba or Bruno?
Pogba.
How do you explain then, in the same midfield, with the same players, that Bruno, call him a shit player, call him this and that, he managed to be very effective for a good 18 months, something Pogba has never been able to consistently do? Because say what you want about Bruno, he was performing consistently.
Can I answer that?
It's different.
No.
No, can I answer that? There's a very simple reason.
Let them respond. Don't.
The thing is this, right? When you say performance, hence this is why I don't like stats, right? Because Bruno performed in small games, right? If you look at if you look at his goal contribution against the big six, probably worse than a Lingard. You understand? So it's more like when he's not needed to perform, he performs. But when the pressure is there, the thing is this: Pogba against even the big teams, you could see his quality. I remember him.
But Pogba was inconsistent against the smaller teams as well.
But I'm not forget inconsistency. I'm saying at the end of the day, the question. Look at the reason why I rate Kante. It's more like this: when you need a player to step up, can he step up? Right. And there's certain players who they only step up when they are not needed. That's why it's a Salah Mane conversation. When the heat goes on, can you perform?
The only thing I'll say to that is that, like, I do think that people do overhype Pogba's origin. I would even make a case for France as well, because I was watching him in the last Euros, and to be honest, he cost France a lot of their goals. He was leaving Kante exposed, and even that Switzerland game.
That was on Kante. Like, it's his job to clean up his mess.
Okay.
Hold on. Can I just respond to this?
Because I wanted to come to Ricardo. Ricardo, make your point and I'll come to your case, Ricardo.
Okay, Ricardo, go on.
So wait, what was
so
the initial?
Basically, so Pogba comments on throwing shit at United and so forth. We just look at the whole United career, which is now officially over. Do you put more on the blame on Pogba? He's overrated. He should have done more. Should have contributed more. Or do you put more on the blame of United? You didn't actually surround this guy with quality, which is what he needs. So United failed him more than Pogba did not live up to expectation.
I don't back his comments about, like, he felt like he deserved more than what he was offered. I don't agree with that. But if I can't be like it's one side and not the other. I think they're both to blame. But if I were to give more fault to one party, it would be Manchester United. Because when you sign a player of Pogba's caliber at the time, right, it was pretty evident that this guy was the future. This is the guy we're going to build a team off of. And so, yeah, if you are a young star and you buy into that, your job is to perform, but at the same time, it's the other parties, their priority should be to surround you with the actual necessary players for him to succeed. He is a star player. If you are the star player, you have to supply him with the necessary reinforcements. And like I said, maybe at the time we didn't know this, right? I think it's become more apparent when we see him play for France, that he's a luxury player. Like, he's only as good as the teammates he has around him. Yeah. And if to a certain degree, if his teammates around him aren't even good, then he's actually worse than what you buy him for. Yeah. And that's my opinion of Pogba. However, you know, when I look at Pogba too, at the time when he could have chosen, you know, Barcelona or Real Madrid or something, I think Pogba, the reason why he acts the way he acts at United and he kind of gets away with things is because there's no level of seniority amongst the players at that club. The only players I can think of was like David De Gea, maybe. But if you were to put Pogba in a Real Madrid or a Barcelona team, you know, when you're surrounded by Messi, you know, Ronaldo, you know, Suarez, Xavi, Iniesta, Modric, like it's kind of like what Neymar had gone through with Barcelona and PSG. Like when Neymar arrived at Barcelona, he said it himself that, you know, when you look in that dressing room, you see serial winners there. So you can't act like the star boy of Brazil when you were at Santos. And he said it himself. And it's the same thing. It will be the same logic at Real Madrid. And because Neymar went to PSG, who's going to tell him anything? These guys haven't won anything great at that time. And I think that was the case with Pogba. In another perspective, right? Like, nobody's really going to tell him, like, yo, tie up your boots, you know, like it's time to play. But No, I think Pogba. If I were to put the blame, I'll play more in United just because they never supported him. I think to the level they did. Now that's why you see, a lot of United fans are all Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out because they aren't investing in the team or doing the necessary transfers to take the team to a next level. And Pogba, like I said, he's the player he is, and he didn't take it to the next level. But I fully agree that United should have never given him who's like 300K a week, like for what? Like, what have you done? Nobody on that team.
It's branding. It's just branding.
Yeah, but it's like I don't even think the branding is a valid reason because before Pogba, United were still a massive brand. So if you're gonna give perhaps a player that amount of money, is for a player to take your brand to the next level. And Pogba isn't that guy to take your brand to the next level. He has a huge social media presence, sure, but his performances on the pitch hasn't completely, been of good return on investment. So I mean, it's over. His beef, whatever he has with United, is to be honest, he's being petty. He sounds a bit like a sore loser in that regard.
And he's going backwards because going to Juventus, that's what I find, depending on where he goes to, I find interesting. Because he's going to Juventus, a club that are also basically going through rebuild transition with a manager who's skeptical at best.
Yeah, no. But you know what I think? I think it's actually a very emotional move, which is the Juve thing. I think what we're going to see in this documentary is a guy who is just very emotional about how I wasn't allowed, and so forth. And I think the Juve move, because again, Juve move is not the right football move to make. There were two moves: Real Madrid or PSG. Juventus is about, hey, they loved me, they know me, let me go back to where I'm appreciated. It's not a move forward.
But he didn't have the options, though. He didn't have options.
Wait, hold on. Before I come to you, Casey, guys, hit the like button, guys. Please, smash the like button. Smash the like button. Get those likes, so guys. Please hit that like button, guys. Casey and then Vincent and Eric. Casey.
Yeah, I have this problem when people compare him with Bruno. If you look at Bruno, he's not a midfielder. Under Ole, he played as a second striker. You remember, like, he used to keep, because of that, there were holes in the midfield and it was so easy to bypass United's midfield.
That's true.
At United, what they wanted Pogba was to be a DM, a cam, and sometimes even a winger. So how is it his fault? How can a guy ball for France, ball for Juve when Serie was good, and somehow flop at United? Bro, Martial was an excellent player.
Yes.
I remember him. And they destroyed him.
Yeah. No, I think, look, and
but Terry, you need to sorry, I'm talking about Double S. You need to have a talk with Terry.
Hold on, Casey, hold on.
Sorry.
Casey, no. Casey, did you just call a beautiful, amazing, handsome black man Terry Flowers? Did you just call me Terry? Casey, did you just call me Terry?
Sorry about that.
It'll be funny if it was the other way around, that your camera is off.
But you need to have a talk with Terry, man. That guy, he got emotional today when I brought up De Jong's refusal to join United.
Look, because remind me on that. We need to talk about the whole De Jong thing. But Vater, talk to me, and then I'll come to you, Eric. Vater.
Man, I wanted Pogba at City. I was spoiled with Yaya. And I was like, he comes, learns under him. It's Yaya kind of 2.0. So disappointed that he went over there. The thing when I look at his career over there, I have to say that Man United failed him, because you look at all the other players that have come to that club while he's been there, come and gone. No one's looked good. Yeah. No one's performed well.
Yeah.
The consistent thing has been Man United. Now, where I will put the emphasis on Pogba and saying he should have made a decision a lot quicker is all those dropped rumors about him and rest in peace, Raiola, about potential moves. Like he's still looking for the next place and he's not quite decided yet. He should have made that decision a lot sooner.
Yeah.
The reason why he's at Juventus is because his stocks dropped. You point out like he should have went to Real, he should have went to PSG. I don't think what he's shown at United actually he deserves it. I don't think he has that.
And also the France performances are too few and far between. So
100%. And the thing as a player that you often look for, and Smoke mentioned this, in terms of scouting, and you're trying to assess not only the player on the pitch, but the player in their after hours life and what they tend to do. We've all played pickup sports, right? Two captains, you pick your players. We've sometimes been on a bum squad. And sometimes when you're on the bum squad, you still play hard. You still play the show. Pogba hasn't shown, as bad as United's been, he hasn't shown to be that guy in games to be like, you're everyone on my back. I'm gonna drag you through a win. I didn't see that at all while he was there, and I think.
But see, so I said this even at the point that when they even made the move, you were saying he's not ready yet, and I think that my belief is if Pogba had stayed at Juve for maybe 2 or 3 more seasons just to develop, I think he would have maybe done better at United. Because you grow in experience and so forth, that maybe that experience of just playing well, being within a good system, gives you a lot more tools to now cope with. Okay, this is now what I need to do to sort of readjust my game amongst guys who are not playing so well. He left Juve too early, and because people were too hyped, and he was brought to be like, you're the main guy, you're the star, and you would just uplift. I said, no, he's not ready yet, and this is not going to work.
But HH, can I just chime in something about that? I blame also the people around you, right? Of the advice they gave him, because look at Di Maria. He came to United for about half a season. He's like, nah, this is not for me. He's like, I can't get to the level where I need to be here, and boom, he was gone. So at the end of the day, I think your surrounding cast, they need to help you with your footballing decisions, especially when you're that young, to be like, hey, the trajectory you're going in, right, is not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not where, especially as you as a brand, it's not good for you. Try and find an exit. And Raiola being a super agent, they would have managed to get it.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. Look at Mbappe.
You don't have a choice.
Wait, hold on. In what sense?
Can you pull up?
I mean, I think the external influences on you are so...
We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's a nice segue, but
we'll get to Macron.
Sorry,
Finish your point.
Yeah, I also want to say that what I like and what I hope happens more often with players and player power. I like this documentary. I like the player having a voice and airing some of this laundry out. I think it's good because, again, the managers or pundits, they're quick to release or leak whatever happens. I think this player empowerment is actually very good because there's brand control for him.
No, but basically it's like social media. The video on social media is that when you now post bull crap as a journalist, the guy can be like, fake news. This is crap. Now what? Now guys are like, oh, if the guy himself is saying that this is crap, which you couldn't do back in the 90s or the early 2000s, it now makes that journalist now look like a bomb, because most people will believe, especially kids, they'll probably believe the player as opposed to the guy. So I think it's like a good and bad, because I get what Los Blancos is saying in terms of it can look a bit unprofessional and a bit like wonky. You now really revealing a documentary to sort of like create your own narrative, but it's good in the sense of like, let's now hear it from all angles, because we never hear it from the player's angle, and journalists can just like spout. It's like when Rudiger gave his interview and so forth and said his part when he was made to be the bad guy during the whole Frank Homeboy crap.
Well, like when Lukaku gave his interview.
Let me go to your boy Eric. Eric, talk over him. All right, Eric, go for it. Eric, whole Pogba thing.
Yeah, look, it's like when your boy Lukaku didn't. No,
Eric. Your boy. I was trying to go to you to go away from him. I mean, like.
Said your boy Lukaku.
Yeah, look. Pogba made a big mistake. Pogba made a huge mistake. It's reminding me of Sancho. I want him. I don't know why these players. I don't even want to go into it just made me think about the whole thing with like players who look a certain way going to that club. I can't think of too many, successful. Anyway, look, Pogba is he's to blame for this. A huge part. Maybe it's not all his fault, but going to that club was a big, big mistake for me. United are not the standard. People need to get this out of their heads. especially in England, HH, I'm sure you're very aware.
Mm-hmm.
People still have this thing in their heads, about United being the biggest club in the world.
Eric, don't say that to Terry. Terry tells us that United can still attract anyone in the world because
Look,
they're the biggest in the world.
The ironic thing is you ask Terry, and then he mentions why he thinks it. Oh, look at the branding, look at the business side, blah, 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 blah.
And
But
also
even
social
that is
media
not true.
mentions.
Even that is not true. Even that is not true. Barca and Real
But
Madrid
he says like social media mentions.
in
Like,
Premier
not-
League, but overall, Barca and Real Madrid have higher
The
social
only-
media
He
following.
mentions social media, he mentions the. Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm just saying the only thing United really, I agree with Eric, is just the wages. United only a squad that would say, because other clubs have strict wage structures, whereas United are like, oh, screw wage structures. If we want this big name sign, we're happy to spend 300,000, give you 300,000, £400 a week contract, which is the only thing that they can offer.
Yeah,
So
but
I agree.
exactly. United are a huge brand, and Pogba might be justified in what he's saying based on those crazy wages that they give to their players. Maybe 300 is a little bit too low. If he's your best player, maybe he should be getting the most money, right? He should be getting more than Cristiano Ronaldo. So by looking at things in that sense, it actually makes sense for him to say, this is disrespectful. How much is Sancho getting? How much?
I think Sancho is on either high 200s.
yeah, I saw
think
about
it's high
250 or
200s.
something.
Yeah. So
250.
is Pogba 50K better than Pogba? Sorry, is Pogba 50K better than Sancho, or is it more than that? Things like this. So I get it in that sense, but at the same time, he doesn't deserve that money, and it's a lot of it has to do with him. I can say that even though United are definitely not the standard, as much as United fans still believe that they're the biggest club in the world, and they never specify it unless you ask them. They just say it, and then you ask them, and they talk about branding. They don't talk about football. So, we cannot use what happened at United as this kind of reason to suggest that Pogba is a failure or Pogba can't do it in England. That doesn't make sense to me. When people keep mentioning, United this, United that, United are not Liverpool. United are not Man City. So, how much do you use for, there are many players who have not succeeded at United. Di Maria, it was mentioned before, Di Maria is a fantastic player, but it just didn't work out at United. So sometimes these things happen. So I can't really...
The only player who has done well out of the 5-6 years at United is De Gea. That's it. Like, apart from De Gea, who else would you say has been a top world-class top talent at United in the last 5-6 years? It's De Gea.
Maguire.
Yeah, and part of this is the media doesn't help. The fans are led to believe that Pogba is supposed to be this savior to make everything better. Maybe in a sense, similar to how some Chelsea fans thought that a certain player who is our record signing would be some kind of savior.
Okay.
Anyway, look. Yeah, look, Pogba made a mistake. He didn't deserve the money. He doesn't deserve the money. I don't know where he's going next, but I think you have to put more blame on the club for not having a structure. The club they don't have an identity. They don't know what they're doing. So how much blame do you give a player when he's not put in the best situation? And the worst part is people they think it's excuses. When you mention it, it's an excuse because maybe they're brainwashed by people telling them that this is the reality. Like
or they just have an agenda to hate on Pogba.
Exactly, and that's part
logically.
of it. That's part of it. They have an agenda, and it's part of the media's whole thing in England as well. There's this kind of thing about Pogba. Pogba this, Pogba that. He's not supposed to be the answer. He's not your savior. He can't do everything on his own. Pogba's supposed to defend, create chances, score his own chances he creates, things like this.
Also, okay. One thing I would say is that why did he reject going to Manchester City? Because he was offered to go to Man City twice. Pep wanted him, I think, 2 years, and then even now, City actually offered him.
He might have been respecting the United fans. I don't know.
The hate he gets now would be tripled or doubled for him.
Maybe he was respecting the fans. I don't know. Maybe he's respecting the fans.
No. But actually, before
that's the point. You're saying he's respecting the fans, but then this documentary is going to go off throwing shade
at the club, not the fans.
That makes no sense.
No, the doc is going at the club, not the fan.
No, not the fan. No. But see, my thing though is, I feel though that is fair. But before I get the jobs, I feel that it's a case of, I do feel in this documentary, I think the Juve thing is, hey, I want to go to where I'm loved. I don't go to where I'm appreciated. City, you have to go and walk. Okay, now prove yourself. At Juve, look at Juventus. Like who's that Juventus? And they will love him. He's going to be back. Hashtag Pogba back, and so forth. So it's like, it's feeding his whole thing of like, I need to be loved, I need to be appreciated, and so forth. At Man City, you need to go and walk. And if you don't do well, imagine he goes to Man City and he doesn't play well. Oh, you have Silva, you have De Bruyne, you have Foden. You still can't play well? Oh my God, then you have no excuse now. You see, if he goes back to Juve and he doesn't go to well, look, it's Juve and so forth. So, Pogba, I love the guy and everything, but...
But then everything I would say to that also shows mentality, because if it is just about, I want to go back to and appreciate it, as opposed to, I want to actually compete, I want to win trophies, I'm right. Like, if certain players, it's just about appreciation, and again, that does also reflect on his mentality. Like, were you really about wanting to win trophies, or were you really about my brand and how people see me?
United scarred him. He needs to rebuild. He needs to have a healing.
But confidence and so forth. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me say this dots, because people are going to use these dots. Shout out to your boy Low. And I should be scared of Lakaka. Well, you know what's more? I'll tell you what. I'm even much more scared of Eddie in... you know, actually, that backfired.
The man who scored a brace against Chelsea.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep him moving. Eddie's football waffle. LDS still cheating with the new side piece club. Shake
Eddie, relax.
Simar Singh plus VE for FCB. However, due to Tabaret and the Catalan versus Spanish politics, it will always be harder for FCB to get back. This is what caused the Messi exit. No, look, I think as funny as what someone says is that La Liga have really, really strong restrictions on wages. EPL less so. Are there any wage rules in Uber Eats? Because no. The streets tell me that PSG have a 700 mil loss.
There is, but they're not upheld. You know Bordeaux.
Yeah.
They just got relegated to the 3rd division because of breach of FFP. But PSG.
Okay. All right. Rodrigo Rodas. Eric, did Boli finesse us? He wants Lakaka to stay. Rick?
Look, I don't know what's going on with that story, but there's some confusion going on there. I don't look. There's some contradictions and some confliction.
From a business perspective, it makes
Abdul,
sense.
Can the UCL winner please
Can you
talk?
just let me land? Thank you.
Eric,
look. Yes, he's right. From a business perspective, it makes sense. Apparently, there might be a football thing there as well. Don't hold me to that. But let's just keep watching.
Thing?
There's some conflicting news there. I don't know what's
going on. HH, I won't be surprised if Chelsea rebrands a new announcement video of Lukaku. Maybe even the new kid number.
We're going to move on swiftly. So, shout out to Trick, who says we could potentially see a Benzema and Lewandowski. I like that. I like that for me.
Okay.
I like
that's Romelu Lukaku, by the way.
No, it's not. This is El Clasico. Oh, hold on. So you're saying that Barca going to go for Lukaku?
Big Ram? We might go for Big Ram.
Oh, God. Rodrigo Roda says, Ardes, are you not white? What a shock. Man, wait. I'm getting some racist vibes here, man.
I must be the only one who actually thought RDS was black. Like, that's what I genuinely thought.
When you heard his voice?
You were black.
Yes. When I heard his voice, I'm like, he sounds like someone who's black.
You were about to say he sounds like a brother. I don't know. I
generally wasn't. I wasn't gonna say that. It's kind of hard to say, a black person without something weird.
Okay. That's what says. Shout out to Veto, great City representative. Hey, look, man, who says City have no fans? We've got your boy Smoke here, we've got your boy Veto here. Patrick obviously recommended Veto and everything. Look, the City fans that are growing though. They're growing slowly and slowly. Simar Singh, I go super chat. Shout out, man. Simar, thank you, bro. Hey, from El Cryptid. Hey, Nigeria, I see that Nigerian currency, man. HH Tanby complaining about FFP in his recent press conference.
That's false, by the way. That's false.
Eric, can you please correct people right now with this whole stuff right now?
Look,
Eric,
it's funny, ha ha ha, for a hilarious joke. Look,
give him some truth bombs.
It's fake news. Enjoy, just have fun while you can. Have fun while you can.
Guys, Eric is our official Chelsea correspondent. That's
Relax,
all fake
easy.
news.
I'm not so official, please.
How many good American owners are there in the Premier League right now?
We're not going to answer that. Half Hope's baby mama, child. What the? Wait, that better not be me in the AVI. Child support was due. If that is me, the AVI. That Jesus Christ in heaven. I swear to God, if that is me, if that is me with a woman's hair in the AVI.
Is that the most hair you've ever had, HH?
That's crazy.
You don't. Sorry, Ricardo, that's a yellow. Ricardo, that's a yellow for you, bro. I hear that comment. Your boy Ling says completed a free transfer of Sage to white people. Jesus Christ! Look, stuff is happening in the live chat. I don't even know what's happening in the streets. So streets, just sort yourself out, man. FC. Pogba being
relax.
Sorry, hold on. Pogba being luxury isn't a bad thing. Zizou, Dino, all the same. United failure equals no system, no setup. I like Pogba. Zizou in 06 had Vieira, Makelele around him. Yeah, you can shout to a boy. And also English sensitive. Can you please change your AVR? I don't want to see that guy.
But is he praising a non-English player?
This might be the first time Talent FC has actually praised a non-English player. It was the first time. And who does he praise? Pogba, a fellow black man. All right. I don't want. I don't know what to say about this. Wait, hold on, Ricardo. Do you? Okay. You know what?
All I want to say is shout out to my LGBT Q.
Okay. All right. You know what? I don't want to get cancelled. I want to get cancelled. So shout because it is Pride Month. So Ricardo, just relax. Mega says, rumor has. Okay. You know what? Thank you, Michael, for that. Well, we don't want to delve so much into that. Thank you, man. Mikey, Steph getting finals. I don't give a damn. He will never be top 10. He's a fraud. He's a loser. I will never ever see him as a top 10 player. Those are facts, man. One thing I'd say about Pogba is it's easy to give a fiery speech to the stacked French national team. KDB's left foot is better than Pogba, although that bomb-ass industry plant who runs into people's shoulders failed in the World Cup semi and did not help Hazard to win a World Cup. Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that he's an industry plant. So let's not get.
Can I talk about Pogba?
Okay, go for it, Abdul.
Like, I don't really have much to say because most have been said already. But can I share my screen?
It depends what's on the screen. Oh God.
I mean, what's the context of that? Super chat?
You know what? I'm actually not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, cool. So that's what I want to say. All right. So guys, let's address this right now. Perez was talking, and he had. Did someone say pause? Oh, Perez was talking, and he was saying had a few choice words for Mbappe. To paraphrase, he said that the Mbappe I wanted to sign isn't the same Mbappe that I see now. That he changed as a person, and nobody's bigger than the club. He also alluded to, and I don't know whether they will respond, that Emmanuel Macron actually helped to influence Mbappe in staying. And there was massive pressure, political pressure, in Mbappe staying at PSG. So all of our hopes of what Mbappe FC was true. Now, guys, I want to come at this in the most balanced way. Because I feel Mbappe made footballing wise, keep in mind, this is a football channel. This is not a business channel. This is a football channel. Footballing wise, Mbappe made the wrong decision. Because Real Madrid is better run. And as we saw from this UCL run, there are guys who, even when they didn't rebuild, they still have the football heritage to still say what's up and win a UCL. So as far as football goes, this was a poor decision by Mbappe. Mbappe FC is never winning a UCL. Now, here's the thing. People say, if I was 23, of course I'd take the money. How can you reject that amount of money? Cool. If it's a money thing, fine. Mbappe did the whole thing. But here's the thing, though. Mbappe, whatever PSG offer you, or even Real Madrid offer you, you're Mbappe. Your sponsorships alone can make you fine for a whole lifetime, and even your children's lifetime. So my thing though is, this is going to ruin you, because you cannot give this much power to a young dude. So it's what perspective are you viewing that? If you're viewing it through a money perspective, yeah, of course you take whatever is more money. But if we're having a football discussion, which is what I thought we're having, which is a football discussion, it's a horrible decision. Because there are PSG fans who told me that Mbappe is bigger than our club. Think about it. There are fans who are happy to say that he is bigger than freaking PSG. So once you have a situation where an entire institution is giving this guy this much power, then what's the point? And Perez was right, is that look, if you come to Real Madrid, you're a player. Cristiano Ronaldo, go look at his record. Call him Cristiano, say he's plucked his eyebrows, everything, say he tans himself. He scored more goals than games he played in. His record for Real Madrid was amazing. But even then, Paris was like, nope, this is what we're giving you, this is what it is. No matter how good you are or what you contribute, nobody's bigger than the club. And that's Cristiano. Mbappe will never hit the kind of numbers that Cristiano hits for Real Madrid. That's never happening. So if they can do that to Cristiano, they can do it to Homeboy. Blancos, you hear what Perez says.
I have to go. Can I quickly talk on this?
Okay, very quickly, and I'll come to Blancos. Abdul, go for it.
And I'll keep it quick.
Yes,
when it comes to HH, I think it's very simple. Winning a UCL with PSG means everything to him, HH. And let's be honest,
and it's never happening.
No, but HH, winning a UCL with PSG means more than winning a UCL with Real Madrid. Because, in my opinion, winning a UCL with PSG, their first ever one, I think it's equivalent to winning like 3 UCLs with Real Madrid. Because let's be honest,
hold on, Abdul. Let me just ask you this.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, I need to ask you this. Hold up, Abdul, hold up. Let me ask you this, Abdul, because I need to ask you.
Let me land first, but then ask the question. If Vinny wins, if Vinny retires tomorrow, HH, is he gonna be remembered as a Real Madrid legend? He's not.
Abdul, that point is moot, because this is what I wanted to ask you. From what we know, he said his dream was Real Madrid. His mom said
no, he's never said that. No, he's never said that.
What do you mean he's never said that?
He's never said that. What Real Madrid?
So moving to Real Madrid wasn't his dream to move to Real Madrid. His dream was still at PSG.
No, but he's never said that. Mbappe, a lot of Real Madrid fans, including you and including myself, we just thought that because he idolized Ronaldo, that he also idolized Real Madrid. But that's not necessarily the case, HH. Just because you idolize a player, that doesn't mean you idolize the club that he played for. And that's the thing. That's, I think, where we're getting confused. I think he was more than willing to go to Real Madrid, but I don't think Real Madrid isn't his boyhood club. It's PSG. And as I said, HH, and let's be honest, winning a UCL with PSG would mean more than winning a UCL with Real Madrid. They got 14 UCLs. Winning their 15th one isn't gonna make you stand out in their history.
Oh, and as I said again, Abdul, do you now believe that? And this is where we now get. Okay, fine. Let's say winning a UCL with PSG means, but which I agree, it makes sense. Do you believe that a 23-year-old with the power to now influence who comes in and comes out will help to achieve that goal?
And I need the question again. Sorry.
So, I agree with you that winning a UCL with PSG would definitely mean more because it's a boyhood club and everything. Now, do you now believe that giving the 23-year-old this much power and influence over how the team operates to try to achieve this dream will actually help the team achieve that dream by giving him this much power and influence?
No, I don't agree with that. But HH, if that's the only way they could have kept him, then they were gonna do it anyway. You feel me? Like, because we discussed this, HH. Mbappe is the future, the present, and the past of this club, HH. He's everything to this club. and winning a UCL with his club, HH, I think he's already a legend at the club. I already think he's a legend without winning a UCL. But winning a UCL with that club is literally he's gonna be the biggest legend of the club in its history. In its whole entire 50 years of existence is gonna be his history. He's gonna be a legend. And my point is, going to Real Madrid, bro, like if you win the 15th UCL, I mean, that's not so special, bro. It really isn't that special. Like, you have to win 3-4 UCLs bro, like, look how many players in Real Madrid, like, his current team have won 5 UCLs.
No. But Abdul, this is not about for Real Madrid, it's about for him. He already has the World Cup. And there is a very small pool of people who can say, I'm a World Cup winner and a Champions League winner. So it's about him. So him moving to Real Madrid is not about, I'm adding to Real. It's about, I am now a Champions League winner. And the issue is that how PSG are run and how unprofessional they are and how much power they give their individuals and treat the guys like superstars, that is not conducive to how you win a UCL, which is very difficult.
I agree. It's ridiculous, HH. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, HH, when you are a 23-year-old, from his perspective, you have to see it. I'm a 23-year-old. I'm playing for a club that have endless money. They can spend it and getting whoever I want as a sporting director. And the best players in the world, like we from the outside and we on the HH, on the Hangouts, we criticize PSG, but HH, let's be honest, from inside the camp, they're a very attractive club and a very competitive club because, let's be honest, they reached the final, they reached the semi-final. So it's not like they're a million miles away. They're not a million miles away. And maybe Mbappe, genuinely thinks that if we get the right manager in, we might actually be able to do it. And if we take all the agenda away, I genuinely think that it's a possibility. Who's to say if they got Zidane that they can't win it in the next 3 years? I can't rule it out.
But see, the issue is, and this is what people are missing and so forth, is that once you give a guy, what PSG have shown is we are literally ready to pretty much give you everything.
You
are bigger than us.
I have a question.
Yeah, Eric.
How different is what PSG are doing with Mbappe to what Barca did with Messi?
Can I respond?
Take care, guys. Take care.
Yeah, peace out, Abdul. Casey.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. Last season, we could have kept Messi had we agreed to the CVC deal. We didn't because Laporta said, right, no player is bigger than the club.
Okay, but what about earlier on when he was a similar age?
But what are you trying to insinuate?
But see, Eric,
Messi has already given. He's got a proven track record of delivering.
See, hold up. Thank you, Eric. It doesn't make any sense because look at what Messi has actually done for the club. Look at how, whether you want league titles, UCLs, records, trophies. For Mbappe, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear anything about an Uber Eats. I don't want to hear anything about.
No, that's fair, but that's after, we're speaking after the fact, though, right? When Messi joined Barca, nobody necessarily expected it to happen. Obviously, we knew how good he was, and I'm not saying Mbappe is on his level, but what is the difference? Because the idea is that PSG are not run well, and giving all this power to such a young player is part of it. But Barca did a similar thing, and it worked for them.
But they done the thing after him doing those things, not before. Because when he came, yes, he was this kid with high potential, but it was still okay. It's still too. We just came from having Dino, who was also of a similar stature. But this guy, he delivered continuously. Then only they were like, okay, he is now part of the club's image.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me. Yeah. Sorry. I have to go. Thanks for having me.
All right, Eric. Okay. Let me come to Blancos and then I'll come to you, Veso. Blancos.
Sorry, I just have some IT issues. HH, can you get the Fabrizio tweets actually? Because some of the stuff Perez was like, just I know the Twitter thread because. I got to address some of the stuff that my guy Don Perez was saying, man. So as well as the fact that he said that he put a cheeky thing in saying the Super League wasn't dead as well. I think people missed that as well. Like it's like still going on as planned. So like shout out to the Super League.
but just in general, do you think Mbappe is making a wrong decision, or you think, hey, if he wins UCL with PSG, he becomes the big winner?
I wish PSG Delta was here, and so because I'm going to say this again, and no disrespect to PSG fans, but for people who do follow the Premier League, they'll know that Nottingham Forest are actually now in the Premier League now. Okay, and PSG and Delta and the like need to realize that Nottingham Forest are a bigger club than PSG. Okay, they're a bigger club. And I'll tell you why they're bigger club than PSG. For two simple reasons. The first reason is that they have more Champions Leagues, 2 actually. But the second,
no, they don't.
The second, even more important reason is that they have never ever demonstrated a situation where a player is basically the club, because that is effectively what's happened here. What my man Don Perez was saying here, where this guy, even if you're going to say, okay, it wasn't his boy club or whatever, the fact of the matter is that you're now in all. I don't actually blame Mbappe per se. It just boggles my mind that a club would actually reach out to a president of a country, okay, to ring, and then you're now flying out to Qatar, going over there, being like, oh, guys, we need to, seeing some sheikhs, and it's like, bro, we could offer you this. We don't even know the things that he was offered there. There might be some things that we can't even talk about on the stream that was offered over there, man. You know what I mean? So the idea is that the amount of pressure.
I don't think that's fair. I think we have to understand the stakes which were at play. Like, this is not even about just Mbappe and PSG. It's about the whole league as a brand. Like,
yes, this is what I'm saying.
In the sense that Uber Eats is likely to get more or less views with Mbappe without than in. So it's similar. Let's say, for example, England, the best prospect, like a Foden or whoever who you think, or a Saka, whoever you think is up there, that's being poached to a foreign league. To a foreign league, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, the league is trying to grow, because you must understand that Uber Eats is trying to establish themselves.
What does it have to do with Mbappe? Smoke. What the hell does that have to do with Mbappe? Why should that be put on a 23-year-old?
Sorry, can I finish?
Blancos.
So yeah, I agree with that point. I understand the intervention. That's fine, but don't then tell me that I should now respect you as a football club. People are going off at United, going on since Brand FC or spending money, disorganized, etc. By all means, go at them for doing that. But if you're now going to a club where you're literally asking leaders of states, you're now making this man now a don in terms of helping to pick managers, player tactics, and all the rest of it, because you're so desperate that you want that guy to stay. I can't think of a player in the history of football that's like, even the Ronaldos or Messi's, that has been offered that level of money and power for ultimately like let's be real, it's potential. Like, he's a good player, yeah, sure, but he's not one that it's not what PSG the Champions League. He's won PSG League guns that they would have won even if he wasn't playing with them anyway. He's gotten them to a final. And to be honest, shout out to Neymar. I think Neymar was actually better in that run to the final than Mbappe was, to be honest. He had a good season this season, but they still got the round of 16. It's not like he's done something that is like absolutely extraordinary, that would warrant this sheer amount of money and power that has been afforded to him in these 3 years. So, but as I said, I don't blame him. I blame the clowns running PSG, thinking that I should respect them as a football club. They're not a football club. Okay, they're a business, fine. They're a circus. They're a holiday resort, fine. They're not a football club. You can't compare them to likes of Nottingham Forest, that actually are a football club. Okay, I'm serious. Nottingham Forest are a football club, because you don't beg to that extent. No one's saying that, if he offered them more money or more time, fine. I get that. Guys, we're talking about heads of state getting involved here. That's a different level.
Yeah.
We're talking about giving a player
but we're compounding.
Vator, okay, let Vator comment and they'll come to recording and Casey. Vator.
Unfortunately, so much can be said and a lot is getting compounded. But strictly, football If you look at PSG's team, you look at the talent around him. How could you really criticize him for wanting to stay with the players around him? Oh, hear me out. He's playing with Messi. He's playing with Neymar. I know there's rumors Neymar may be leaving, but the players around him are of quality. So if he's looking around and saying, "Where may I go?" Is the grass really greener where he's going to? There's no history with PSG winning Champions League. I hear you. Him possibly winning it, difficult road to do it. But whoever said it earlier, one Champions League at PSG is like 5 anywhere else that's already won it, right? So we can understand why he makes the decision to stay there, possibly from a football standpoint. I get there's plus or minuses where he may go.
Are you including management in that? I include because it's
management's up in the air. I agree with you. Management's up in the air, but again, as a player, you're looking who are my teammates, and you're also looking at who my manager. And right now, the question is manager, but not really teammates.
If we look at the last 5 years of teams that have won Champions Leagues, these are clubs that have at least have had decent managers and have a decent hierarchy. The Liverpools, the Bayerns.
The thing is that we can't just look at the talent and so forth, because it's not. If it was that simple, PSG would win it all the time. If it was that simple, the Galacticos would win 4 or 5. It's structure, organization, and how is it structured. Sorry, go for it.
I know. But I'm saying is there's a lot of factors required. But if he's looking at his team and them gelling and another year together, another year of trusting each other, you can see from a football decision, he's made the choice to remain there for 3 more years. If I'm wrong, correct me. But 3 more years, he's maybe looking at, we can get to the point where I can bring them 1. I'm not saying next year, maybe not before I leave here, within 3 years, I can bring them 1. Thinking from a football standpoint. Now, and again, this layer makes it crazy. If it's thinking about the financial decisions on why not to go, none of us can criticize the man for it. None of us, because to your point, when you have the president of the club talking to you, you have the president of the country talking to you, you have the people of a country talking to you, you are going to recognize that and understand that I'm not going anywhere right now. And the reason why they're all, I hate the phrase, but they're all twerking to keep him, is because they didn't think he was going to leave. They didn't think that he was going to leave. They thought that what they put in place around him was enough to keep him. Now they're scrambling because, oh damn, this is way ahead of my timeline. Let me try to keep him here. Within 3 years, maybe I can think of how I'm going to replace him, or what the next phase is, or maybe I can entice him, or like what Manchester City do. Maybe I can seduce him to want to stay here beyond the 3 years, right? But they're scrambling because they realize how important this player is. Smoke mentioned it. I think you guys mentioned it earlier. He leaves, Uber Eats stock drops. It's like when Messi. It's when Messi left La Liga.
Victor, this is the key thing. By them going all out and putting the importance, Mbappe be like, oh wow, okay, I don't want to be sobbed off.
No, see, no.
Victor, if you have come out and said that we need you, you were our league, you were our savior, you're the main guy, and so forth, that means that wait a minute, I'm that dude. So what I say is the bottom line.
You're thinking that he's going to take the power to the extreme where he's not going to be coachable. You're already assuming that power is going to corrupt. And
yes, of course it's going to corrupt.
It not necessarily has to.
I think
which manager in the last 5 years has been respected by the PSG players?
After making that move, PSG was supposed to sign a key figure in the managerial role, like a Zidane, who could balance the scale. Like, as much as we know they made you feel as if you are the league, we still have football to play.
Yes,
right. So by not getting a manager who's an authoritative figure is a detriment of that, because then it's more like, you know what, you can take the scales. So that was the mistake after that. Not keeping him, but after keeping him, what do you do to rebalance the scale of power.
Wait, let me come in. Ricardo, talk to me. Ricardo, your thoughts on this, man.
So, okay, outside of what Perez said, I have trouble agreeing with some people's points. For one, we don't really know if PSG asked the states or the president to get involved. Rather, they got involved because they knew what he meant to PSG and Ligue 1. What this, if they asked like the Emir of Qatar and the President Macron to try to convince him, it's a bit of a loser's move, but we don't know for sure. Or they got involved because Macron said himself that he is a fan of football. He wants to see Ligue 1 advance, France football as a whole. I believe he's not a PSG fan. I believe he's a Marseille fan. I can't be sure, right? So he understands what it means to have the golden boy of France stay within their league, all right? What this actually reminds me of is when, remember when Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 8-2, and then the next day or the few days after, Messi, there was reports saying that Messi asked to leave the club.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not get it mixed up. Let's not forget, like Bartomeu, the mayor of Barcelona, the prime minister of Spain, they all asked Messi, do not leave Spain, do not leave Barcelona, do not leave La Liga, because you mean so much to the Spanish football club. Now, I can't remember who said this. I think it was actually Javier Tebas. When that was going on, he said that Messi isn't just an icon of Barcelona. He is the heritage of La Liga, Spanish football. So in a sense, this is what perhaps President Macron, the Emir of Qatar, they all believe of Mbappe. He is the heritage of French football, right? So
what has he done though?
That's not the point. Okay, but this is what I'm getting.
Because I agree. So even if he hasn't done anything, it is what it is. World Cup winner, the branding and so forth. It is what it is. So
I agree with Ricardo in the sense that we have to ask ourselves, when last did France have such a big star?
Exactly, because if they couldn't do that with Zinedine Zidane, then maybe they missed the boat at that time. Maybe football wasn't, the social media aspect wasn't there. So Mbappe is kind of like, okay, we have to do this for him, right? Now, in terms of what RDS is saying, what has he done? I do agree. Maybe Messi got that power because of what he's been able to accomplish.
Which he achieved.
However, the reality of football, and I'll give you another example. This is what happened to Umtiti. When you buy a player and you pay them based on what they're going to produce for you in the future, not what they have done, because Barcelona made that mistake with Umtiti, and that's how he's stuck on high wages for a massively underperforming player. We all thought when Umtiti was given that contract, that was like around the World Cup, and so you would assume he won the World Cup. He had a great season, probably top 5 defender, and then so they paid him based on what he was projected to be, not necessarily what he had done. So that's what they're paying Mbappe for. We're going to pay this guy because he's going to be the leader of, the face of Liga and of PSG, of what he symbolizes for French football. Now, but we don't know if that will pay off, because my next point is that we keep saying it's a bad move. It's a bad football move, okay? We won't know if it's a bad move. Realistically, we won't know if it's a bad move after the 3 years. If he wins with PSG, it's a massive dub for France football.
I hold my hand. Like, for me, Ricardo, I said, I am just doing the addition of how you win this stuff and so forth. You need obedience. You need structure.
No, for sure.
If it does it, hands up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't know. If you're a betting man, you probably are gonna bet that they don't win the Champions League. And I would not be surprised if they don't win. All right, but when I'm looking at the landscape of football, Real Madrid's always going to be in the conversation. Barcelona need to rebuild. Liverpool may not be the same. United are not going to be in the conversation. Man City will be there. Bayern Munich, it looks like they're going to take a few years off. When I look at the PSG team, there is some evidence to suggest that they can go far. They've been to a final. They've been to a semis. This year has been a massive flop, but, they can get a better manager. If they get the right sign, it's like they're not that far off from winning. Like, let's really take a look at when they lost. When they lost a 1-0, a tight game, a game they probably could have won.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So everything we're saying is saying it in retrospect. So it's kind of like, had PSG won, we can't sit here and criticize. But because they haven't won, we sit here and criticize. But they have been close to winning
Well, Manchester City, if anything, they're probably even closer and even more organized and structured than PSG.
They're more organized and structured than PSG. I'll agree to you, but they have had the same results. They both lost the Champions League final. Mind I say that Man City actually lost the final they shouldn't have lost, whereas PSG losing to Bayern Munich isn't that much of a surprise. Bayern Munich is Bayern Munich.
Chance to kill the game.
Yeah,
It's pretty similar. It's like, I am just projecting based on watching football and how football works and everything. So I'm just projecting because it's as if I know how the story ends. He's 23. He gets as much power. He's going to have beef with a manager and a coach because he's been given so much, and we're now going to just see Mbappe sort of as a person and as a character pretty much be rotten based on just how much power he's been given.
I wanted to make...
But Ricardo, there could always be a twist in the story. The twist could be, they don't find the right manager.
But that's what But that's what I'm saying. It's like the other point I wanted to get with Perez. The other point. Perez is a politician. He's also a businessman, right? Now it was a little weird the way he worded certain things. It might have been the translation saying like that's not my Mbappe, which is like weird. But I'm not gonna take everything Perez says as facts because at the end of the day, he's representing Real Madrid, right? So it's his obligation to defend the Real Madrid brand. Could he personally his ego be a little hurt that, damn, we tried everything and we didn't get him. Now we got to spin it a certain way. And to be fair, in that the whole interview, when Mbappe re-signed to PSG, there was a lot of Real Madrid fans that were saying that train only comes once. It only comes once. But what we heard from Perez says that we don't know what happened in 3 years. So that's an L on the Real Madrid fan base because your president is saying the complete opposite of what the fans are trying to say.
Technically, he said he did say that, but he said, but not this type.
Well, yeah, of course. But let's be honest. If Mbappe is the best player in 3 years from now, and he's undoubtedly the best player, he's on a free agent. You don't think Real Madrid's actually gonna go for it? Let's be honest.
No, but earlier, I think this is the actual indication that times have changed. Because back then, you had so many stars to go around that if one had an attitude or whatnot, you're like, the next guy is around the corner. Whereby now we're so starved for talents that even if a guy says no to you, you can't really go into your pride. They're like, no, we don't know. No, it's either him or you're gonna get a bump.
But the only thing I would say is that, like, again, with the sake of ifs and ifs and ifs, okay, fine, that's fine. But there are other scenarios, like there could be another 19, 20-year-old that could come along the scene. This is the problem predicting the future because it assumes that everything is going to stay the same and
have to look at a 5-year period, a time period of what has happened 5 years ago, right? What have we seen? Because there's always a trend. 10 years ago, same way like when we talk about dominance, right? You can't just say no. We can't say right now maybe the English teams are on the horizon because we don't know what's going to happen. No, we can look back from a period of time. Okay, that's 5 years. How many actual talents have been that popped up on the market? Like at the moment, we have a striker shortage, right? So we can say based on the current trends, we can't really say no. In the next couple of years, we're going to get 10 hot young prospects.
The thing is,
actually, look at Victor.
The thing is with Mbappe is we honestly can't look at him as a player and question his desire to be a good player or to be one of the best, right? Since he's been on the scene, the man's been playing, he's been balling, he's shown that he's added to his game. So yes, we have to see whether that continues over the next 3 years. And Chelsea fans, you guys know, I think the comparison with regard to Pulisic, he was labeled as the LeBron of soccer, right? Hear me out. But if we look at how Mbappe is moving, if we look at the player power control or empowerment that he's getting, we've seen it in LeBron. I know it's a different sport. I know it's basketball, but we've seen it. We've seen a player leverage his power, and if it's dictating where he goes, who's within his circle, coaches and that nature. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing for Mbappe. I think power can corrupt. There's a potential there, but it's not an automatic. And if everyone's going to judge him, if the 3 years remaining at PSG does not equate to a Champions League, okay, yes, it's a failure. But if the man still improves, he's challenging for Ballon d'Or, he's one or two best players in the world, and he's going to be sought after by many players based off of what he's doing on that pitch, it's still a win. He's still one of the best in the world.
No. I still believe that. Sorry. I'm going to go back. I still believe that for this to be a win, it has to be the Champions League. It's why this product was created was actually for Champions League supremacy. It was actually for about 3 or 4. To be like, we're now be on the 6. It was not just for 1. This was built to have at least 3 or 4 so we can now look at Real Madrid, AC Milan in the eye and so forth. Because, first of all, I don't believe that he still, for me, hasn't really fully improved as a player because you play in freaking Uber Eats. But fair enough. Yeah. Even if you do improve, the whole point of PSG is you led us to the Champions League. What PSG wants more is not an improved Mbappe, is to bring the Champions League to Paris. And Blancos, you say Blancos.
No, I was just saying that, like, to be honest, in football, I do not know many players in the history of sport where they've been, especially at a young age, where they've been offered. That's one of the arguments that people actually complain about young players, because they get offered so much money so young, early on.
Yeah, the wrong players, and then they end up. The wrong players. He may not be that player.
I agree. I'm just saying that the reality is that I can probably count on my hand, and probably, to be honest, the only players are Messi and Ronaldo. That blitz exception where, because of their own desire to their mentality to win, have constantly been fit, have constantly pushed themselves to achieve what they want to achieve. But to be honest, the majority of football players, when they are offered that amount of money at a young age with leverage power, they often, at best, they may be somewhat inconsistent, but still have talent. At worst,
Werner's an example.
Sorry?
Werner's an example.
Yeah. Well, at worst,
don't.
They lose their love. They lose their love for the game because they don't have that motivation to actually continue to push themselves to get better and better. Because as far as they're concerned, they already made it. They're the star. They're the best player. Why do I need to? I'm already acknowledged as one of the best players in the world. Why do I need to push myself to improve my game? That takes a certain level of mentality that you don't really find or have at that age. It's only when you get into your 25, 20, 27 that you think, oh, hang on a minute. I'm not a football player forever. I need to leave a legacy. I need to try and improve things. And unfortunately, a lot of young players don't end up doing that.
But
let me hit the job. So Real Madrid, 40 UCL says nobody is bigger than the club. Nobody. Mbappe still has time to wise up. But look, it depends what happens in these 3 years. For me, these 3 years are going to be very interesting because if Mbappe wins the UCL for PSG and so forth, he may say, oh, let me stay on. If PSG totally changed their landscape, find a manager who actually makes PSG look really good and so forth, he may be like, oh, no, I'm cool here. If he doesn't and so forth, he may be like, oh, no, France needs me. And I still want to be here because I still want to be loyal and I want to remain here until I can get this. It's going to be very interesting where we are in 3 years' time because I don't know. El Cryptid says, HH Todby wants La Caca to stay. He's complaining about FFP. Check. I'm not. By the way, I don't check those clowns anymore. Check also Chelsea
but
on
that's
Twitter.
From Bloomberg.
Eric, he promised me deals. For me, it's a lie. It's cap. We're still working on Lukaku leaving to Inter. It's going to be done very soon. He'll be joining Inter on loan, and we're going to be trying to get Lewandowski in the summer transfer.
No one wants to join you.
Patrick. Perez was spitting facts about Mbappe. No player is bigger than Real Madrid. Mbappe might regret his decision if PSG don't win the UCL in the next 3 years. Interesting question. If he doesn't win the UCL, is he going to regret this decision, or is it going to be like, F it?
No,
Victor, you
he's got the money, so he won't regret it.
He's not regretting this decision. If we want to think about similar to Pogba and not wanting to come over to Manchester City, right? The backlash would have been too much. Think about Mbappe turning down PSG, turning down France, turning down Liga. That's really what he was doing. Because best believe what was put on the table would have been leaked. It would have been known to the world. This is what he turned down. He didn't. All of this, he still didn't want to remain here. He would have looked like a villain.
And also a very key point as well. So the point you just made, Vesa, is so when Leon beats Man City on the PSG, he tweeted out like, "Oh, Farmers League," in a kind of ironic way. So maybe from Mbappe's point of view, no, I actually want to actually put France on the map and put the French League on the map. So maybe that's an aspect that we may be missing. Of like, no, he actually really is like, oh, I hear this whole Farmers League talk. Let me be one of those guys that actually gets the French League their second UCL.
Yeah.
And HH, you made this point earlier with Pogba. You thought it was too soon for him to leave Juventus, right? I'm not sure the ages, right? I'm not sure. But Mbappe really is kind of doing, what do they call it, a victory lap in high school? He's staying a little longer. He can still leave, and he's still going to be a young man. He's biding his time.
I'm saying at the end of the day, the narrative is this, right? He leaves Uber Eats, comes to Madrid, wins the league. Then the Farmer League tax becomes real. It's like you couldn't win it in your country. You had to come over. So it's more like it's going to be more like Madrid won Mbappe the UCL, which so it's more like they helped him. So it's
unlike the narrative now where if Messi scores in the final, Messi would have won the UCL for PSG. What about that narrative?
Yeah, but it's not the same though, because if he balls in every single stage and then Messi somehow ends up just because you score the goal doesn't necessarily mean you've won the whole entire thing.
No, it's like Vini this year.
Mbappe brand-wise.
Yeah, it's like the Vini and Benzema. It's like the Vini and Benzema one. Like Vinicius, he scored the game-winning goal, but nobody's saying he brought them the title. It was more so Benzema.
But what if the opposite happens?
Messi is a much bigger brand than Mbappe.
Oh, for sure. But Mbappe is a big brand in his own right as well.
No, but what if Messi carries Mbappe to a Champions League? This is what I'm
saying. That's never happened.
What if it happens?
Casey needs to score more Uber Eats goals.
But Ardis, it's all about narratives, right? So Uber Eats will try to push the narrative that no, we done it. Regardless of whether there's Messi there, they're like, no, Mbappe done it. Because he's the poster boy at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's also like it will be seen more as a failure if Real Madrid actually consistently in those 3 years either win it again or they progress further than PSG. Because if PSG consistently go further than Real Madrid, then can you really say it was a bad move? I mean, that would be up to.
Again, it's about what happens in those 3 years, man. Kelvin's a hero, man. Thank you for the Kelvin, man. Lukaku is the Belgian Darren Bent. Oh, God. Jorginho is the only player to get pocketed by Messi. Jorginho lost his Italian passport after that.
Respect, fellas. I got to bounce.
All right, peace out, Vaderman. Peace out, man.
Thank you,
man. Real Madrid 40 UCL says Mbappe might pull a Pele, staying in their country's league forever. PSG ain't winning no UCL. Do you see Mbappe leaving eventually, or do you think he actually stays in France forever? For me, he leaves. He leaves.
It depends. In my opinion, it completely depends on what happens after this contract is over. Because if Perez, this is my opinion, right? Assuming there's no outer-worldly talent that comes in the world of football. If Vinicius, I think he'll be a good player. He's going to hold that left wing spot. Benzema should be on the way out. I think at that point, it might be more logical for Real Madrid to go after Erling Haaland, who's a more natural striker, than Mbappe. And if that's the case, what happens to Mbappe? He might actually stay at PSG. And, who knows? Maybe they win the World Cup this coming year or the 2026.
Or Ricardo, or a setting team in blue in West London.
No. Can you
London,
stop?
Chelsea Bridge is coming up.
No, I don't.
I thought you already have Project Neymar with you.
No one invited you.
No, but
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Imagine he won the World Cup once already.
Yes, sir.
Perhaps not being the main name doing it, more being a part of the collective. But let's be honest, it's slowly transitioning to be his national team as well.
Yeah.
And whether it's this World Cup that's coming up or the following one, when a lot of their talents are going to be in their prime, if he wins the World Cup in 2026, which I wouldn't say is out of the possibility, by him leading the nation, him staying in France, like this guy is gonna be King Louis the whatever the next number is. I'm telling you.
the 16th, whatever. QC8. Why are people still salty? Mbappe made his decision. Deal with it. He got the bag and 3 chances to make history. If he doesn't, fine. Go to Real and win. No, I think it's not about being salty. Just that I want Mbappe to win the UCL because I need that for my Messi Ronaldo narrative. I need that. So of course I want him to win the UCL, and I just don't believe that he'll win the UCL because I told you I'm a narrative merchant. Okay, I live off narratives. I just don't think he'll win it. After what I saw against Real Madrid, I gave up. You see, what was I saying? Once is an anomaly, twice is a coincidence, 3 times it's a pattern. Like the remontada. Oh wow. That image of what's called Rashford robbing Mbappe's head, I was like, oh, okay. This with what Benzema did, I was like, okay, these guys are cost. They're the cost. So basically, you know what? If Mbappe FC wins the UCL, this counts as done.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point, right? No, it does because, like we're saying, winning a Champions League with PSG is far more significant than winning it with Real Madrid. So it's done.
Whether the win is tied to whether they actually respect the manager that comes in charge and actually do their thing. So
your boy AR, the Madrista. AR is an Arsenal fan. AR is an Arsenal fan. So I now know 2 United fans and 1 Arsenal fan on loan at Real Madrid. Interesting. In Don Perez, we trust. Welcome, Blancos.
Shut up, man.
Disgusting. Yeah. Tao Errands. This agenda against PSG and Mbappe is so forced. I challenge you guys to find a single source that can confirm Mbappe is any type of football director. I don't need a source. Connect the dots, bro.
Also, what's your Avi photo as well, man?
No, it's not. It's not. Remember the 14 UCLs. Of course, the City fan defends PSG. City has a better chance than PSG. PSG has no midfield, no manager, no heritage. A waste of time. Smoke, you want to respond to this attack on you?
No, it's all love. When Bram was there, HH, you would understand. It seems like you've now joined the rest of the other guys, so you can't relate anymore.
Oil love.
That's all right. From Fourscore, Olalaye, who says, Abdul really talking like a Barca fan. Mbappe made a whole comic book about his dream of playing with Madrid. Like, I've always thought that was his dream. HH, you have to let me come on here. Can't be letting these Barca and Man City blokes talk about my team like that. Don't worry about it. You'll have your chance.
I'm representing, man. I'm representing.
Blanca's representing, allegedly. Kelvin Taylor, thank you for the up, Kelvin. Germany should replace Timo Werner with the American R9, aka Jada Pinkett. What? I'll have Stevie Wonder as Germany's striker. He'll score more goals. God damn, Kelvin, man. The hell? The Madrista, man. Thank you for the dub. Mbappe staying at LSG means more parity in the CL. Yeah, if these guys can stop self-destructing. But I don't see him the same way. Don Perez will find someone better in 3 years. Or Vinny. Here's the thing, though. What if Vinny becomes super amazing? What if Vinny has an amazing World Cup? Rodrigo says what's up, and now Vinny and Rodrigo are super amazing. So they're like, oh, all we did is just a striker. They're still going for Mbappe. 3, a lot can change in 3 years. Guys, you have to understand this. Cristiano and Messi were anomalies. You are never seeing 2 players play at a high level for 7, 8, 9 years. That's never happening in our lifetime again. That was rare. What normally happens is 3 years, bye-bye. 3 years, bye-bye. So don't be shocked if in 3 years' time, Mbappe ain't the best player in the world. You know? QC8. People are faking reports to make Mbappe look bad. Can't we accept his decision without criticizing it every week? If that's how PSG run their club, so be it. It's not about being critical, but it's just saying it is what it is. Like, if a club is run like a holiday camp, and if people are literally twerking and doing everything to keep a guy from staying, it is what it is. You cannot deny that PSG treat their players like superstars and there is no discipline. We know this. We knew this from Neymar and Emery. We knew this from how Tuchel was sacked. Tuchel literally said that you're not a football manager at this club. You're a manager of other things. You can't just focus on football. Tuchel literally said it with his mouth, and then he got sacked.
And also as well, like when you have a reputation for, like, even Perez has had to sort of change his stance somewhat. But if you've got a reputation in a club where you are just, there's no structure, you are just like sacking men just anyhow. Like, top managers are not going to want to risk going to that club.
Which is why Zidane.
They're not
They're trying
top
to get
managers
Zidane
in world football anymore.
Yeah.
So don't assume that, because you've got money, because you've got players, that the managers lining up being like, yeah, I really want to come to PSG and manage your squad and take these guys to CL. No, this summer, I suspect PSG are going to struggle to find the high quality manager that they want, because they're not going to have that option.
From Tao Aarons, thank you for the dope, Tao Aarons, man. Can we get some reliable sources for all these claims about Mbappe and PSG that you used to slander them? Again, slander is a strong word, but this is about using logic and connecting the dots. It's Mbappe was heading to Real Madrid. That is a fact. He wanted to move to Real Madrid ever since the last transfer window. So PSG had to do something crazy and out of this world to convince him to stay. Use your logic and your brain. PSG had to offer him something extraordinary to stop him from going to his dream club and a dream move, which was Real Madrid. So it isn't shocking to deny that Emmanuel Macron and all these guys were involved in really putting pressure on him staying and putting pressure of like, you're so important and it means so much to this French league, playing into his ego. These are just facts. From Fosco says, Macron said it himself. He personally advised Mbappe on it. Shake my head, these Barca fans. Look, it is what it is. Look, guys.
That guy sounds incredibly salty.
Okay, guys. Do you think he wins the UCL in these 3 years?
I'm not gonna say you guys are like definitively no.
I didn't say definitively. I just said that I will put money on him not winning it in these 3 years.
What I think is it really depends on who their manager is. If they have a manager that's competent, it doesn't necessarily have to be Zidane. If they find a manager that's competent, I can't rule them out. Like I genuinely think they have the talent to do it. Do they have the manager is the other question. That will be answered. So I can't say no, but you never know.
HH, I have
Yes,
to
sir.
bounce. Sorry.
Yes,
Shout out to all the fans on loan. Yes, shout out to you. No, I think there it falls down to the manager, because with so much player power, you need a balance. Else people just go out and do their own thing. At one point, I think City was in that thing whereby when Newcastle also go through it. When you're still establishing yourself, you need to get mercenaries first. But the only sad part is how long PSG has stayed in this state. Because normally you're supposed to transition. Even Chelsea went through it. You get a whole bunch of stars, then eventually you develop a club philosophy, right? And Bram's philosophy was you either win or we kick you out. So they became a bit more pragmatic, right? So PSG need to come up with something similar whereby they'll be like, okay, no, this is the ethos of our club. And for us to succeed, we're going to persist in this manner. And if give the manager the chance to hang themselves. So you give them the rope. We're going to give you this time, regardless of who's the star player, manage the squad. And unfairly, Tuchel didn't get that because he was the closest with them.
Yeah.
And you could see the effects when he moved to Chelsea. So it'll be hard. Like, all other clubs will have to underperform for them to win. It's that simple.
Yeah.
All right, man. Smoke, man.
Peace.
Thank you, bro. See you soon, man. And your boy Wing, who says, tell Vinny to stop smiling. He's scaring the kids. Oh, come on. That's harsh, man. David T. Unknown at Real Madrid. Croissant Rashford ain't ever touching that CL. David T.
Wow.
Can you actually go back to your club? Can you actually go back to your
Oh wait, HH.
I just clocked it.
HH, what are your thoughts after all these economic levelers in Barcelona? Do you still think Frankie's still going to good old United?
You know what? I think when all is said and done, he'll be forced out. He's not going to United willingly, but I think he'll be forced out. Like
Damn.
Terry is lying in terms of he wants to go to United and so forth. No.
But when will these fans learn? 7 years of failures, and they still think that they are some sort of big deal.
Casey, it's delusion. I think people, and I'm not sure Los Blancos can tell you, like a lot of EPL fans live in the delusion. There are guys who still believe that United are still a very relevant club with
they
2022.
They are big. They are the biggest English club.
Oh yeah,
but right
business
now, I don't
wise,
think,
branding wise.
No. Even trophy wise, they are the biggest English club.
It's like they think
bigger than
Todd,
they are bigger than your. I don't know.
they think Todd B is gonna spend like the great old Abrams.
I guess that's a bit of delusion as well, Ricardo.
What's it called?
He isn't wrong. He isn't
Marcelo
wrong.
Gallardo is a top manager from River Plate, but will he be walked over by PSG guys? That's my thing. That he may be a top manager, but he's going to have control. Los Reyes says, "Nah, man, let Blancos chill with the Red Devils. He doesn't have that Madrid dog in him."
Wow.
Blancos, but yeah,
Kiss the badge.
I'm just new, man. I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Los Blancos, kiss the badge, man. You gotta kiss the badge.
No,
You gotta kiss the badge.
Guys,
is that the black jersey?
Yeah, with the dragon on it.
Yeah.
No. This is the one with the dragon jersey. Yeah.
Guys, we want to go to Ricardo. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Los Blancos. Thank you, guys. We'll be back here on Saturday for the open hangers where you guys can come and talk. So I'll see you guys on Saturday. Peace out. Stay true. Zad lives. That guy's in the Bombers industry plans. One love. Peace.
Much.